Well, hello everyone. Welcome to one moment, please. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, okay. Great. All right, let me back up for just a moment. What a way to kick off the, the live stream. Hey, it's live, man. There's no net. You got to go with it, all right? So, as I was saying to myself, welcome to the channel live stream tonight. This will be the final live stream that I do until after I see Scream 5 next Friday. So it's going to be a whole week, over week plus, until I'm back on the live stream. But I'm doing it because I want to protect all of you guys as well as myself from any potential spoilers or leaks that may come through. Because as you guys know, the embargo was lifted for reviews to be dropping tomorrow. There's supposed to be non-spoiler reviews, but a spoiler to me may not be to you, and vice versa. So you run a risk if you read any of these reviews starting tomorrow. I'm staying as far away from them as the plague. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want to hear a single bit of feedback on this movie until I watch it. So anyhow, disabling all comments on my new videos. I will be posting videos over the next few days and giving you guys some final predictions and all that. But unfortunately, comments will be disabled. But I hope you guys still watch and like the videos until we get through next Friday. And then we're back with a passion. And the first time you're going to see me back it will be next Friday at 5 p.m. Central for the Lethal Collective live stream. And if you guys aren't aware of what the Lethal Collective is, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And you know what? When it's time to talk about the collective, sometimes you need to bring in reinforcements. It's time. I want to bring in some help. So, a surprise for you guys, unannounced. I'm bringing in one of the collective members with me right now. Please welcome to the live stream, Mr. Killjoy Jake.
Yo, what's going on,
Yo.
Steven?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining the party tonight for the final live stream.
Heck yeah, man. Of course. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome, my friend. And I've already got several different topics that I'd like for us to talk about tonight. And also, of course, we have our friends in the chat tonight as well. So one thing I will ask of everyone in this chat, and as a reminder, I'll put it at the bottom here for you. Please, guys, no spoilers in the chat. And all of you here that are subscribed to my channel, and Jake's too, you guys are great. We're not worried about you spoiling anything. But for those folks who come in late or come in who maybe aren't familiar with our communities and how we like to run our channels being spoiler free, which Jake does as well. So I'm having this here for that reminder. So let's keep it just to theories, just to guesses, as we always do. And then when we return next Friday, Jake, oh man. Boy, what's going to be really hard next Friday on that Lethal Collective is to not say a spoiler at all. It's going to be probably the hardest live stream of our lives, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to be very tough. I'm going to want to talk about everything, and yeah, just to contain that is going to be very difficult.
It's going to be so hard, man. So, hey guys, well, before we get into it too deep, I just want to recognize some folks in the chat. I see we've got Alan in the house, and Alan, yep, thank you, buddy. Yeah. Appreciate that, man. It just feels like the most responsible thing to do for everybody. It just, right, Jake? I mean, as content creators,
Yes.
we got to protect our subscribers too.
Yeah, 100%. I kind of made that big post about it. I saw a few people like actually post that on their like Instagram pages and stuff, and I was like, wow, okay, that's awesome, that's great. I genuinely do not want this movie spoiled for not just like me and you, man, but just for like the people that watch our videos. I mean, I remember Halloween Kills, I'll be completely transparent. I don't think I was as cautious with that as I should have been. And I had so many people in my comment sections come in and spoil things. Something leaked on Reddit, of course, that's where it always comes from. And
I know, right?
And someone posted a spoiler, and it's a spoiler. I read it first. I deleted the comment as fast as possible, but I still had something spoiled. I had the. It's been long enough. Halloween Kills came out 3 months ago. I had all the flashback stuff basically spoiled for me. It was still awesome though. I mean, it was still pretty awesome. But I had all that spoiled for me in a comment. Some jerk decided to do that. But I'm taking much more. I'm taking this much more seriously with Scream because I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, people sucks.
Unfortunately,
not all people, but
thankfully not all our people, and it is a shame, man. And you know that flashback scene was, I had no idea that was coming, and it was like, it blew my mind. It was so well done.
It was still awesome. Wow. Like even knowing it was coming, it was still awesome. I mean, oh my god, I love that movie so much. even if Fate Decided thinks it's trash, I love it.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on it, man. We love you, Fate. You know we love you, brother. But man, when he dropped that whole thing about it's a horribly made film, I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
Ooh.
What happened here?
I was like, dude.
Jake, you're getting lots of love from the crew.
I appreciate it. I'm in the chat right now. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Sweet, dude.
I'm gonna put a howdy in the chat.
There you go, man. Stella G, Necessary. Hey guys, so good to see you guys. Jaden, Jason, Jared, Jake. Can you admit you have friends and horror movies?
Well, I mean, I guess I do. Yeah, I guess I have at least 3 friends that you know of.
Yeah.
So there's that. God, do I have to stop saying that in my intro now? What do I do?
No. It's tradition, man. You can't stop it now. It's just too.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. If I say I have friends in horror movies, it's just kind of a weird thing to say. Like, why would you say that? No.
Exactly. Reagan in the house. Hey, Reagan, we were chatting earlier on Instagram. Glad to see you here. Alan, yeah, I know. It's just a week away, man. That's hard to. It's hard to believe that, and really, it's.
Yes.
I mean, Jake, you and I did a collab back in August, talking about Scream 5 predictions, which I still want to go back and watch because I bet you we'd be like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I bet it's hilarious. I bet it's like, wow, we were so wrong, you know?
Exactly.
I would love to go back and watch like some of my first Scream videos, like when the movie comes out. Like that would be hilarious, I think.
Yeah. I think it would too.
Like just to see what we were predicting like a year ago. Like that'd be so funny. Just be like, oh yeah, I was wrong.
Oh yeah. And it would be interesting too to see like how many we got right. Maybe we actually we're right once in a while.
Right. How weird would that be if like an older video, you're like, whoa, oh, this guy was spot on. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Exactly. It would be awesome.
So I was thinking about bringing something up like just now for whatever reason. Do we talk about what we're going to do after I see? So I'm seeing, if you guys don't know, I'm seeing the movie Thursday nights. I'm
jealous.
Yeah, I'm seeing it Thursday at like 4:00 my time, and we had talked a little bit about this behind the scenes about if Stu was going to be in the movie, what we were going to do with Fate. I don't know if we've ever brought this up in a live stream before, but I thought it would be a funny thing to mention.
Oh, there he is. There's the man, the legend, right there, baby. Yeah, man, I think it's worth talking about. I had this picture already ready to go because. Hashtag Stu lives, hashtag Stu is alive, hashtag bring back Stu. I've been putting those out for like the last couple of weeks. And so all I can say is this, guys. If you're in the live chat, if you are on the Stu train, give me some love. I want to see it right now. I know a lot of you are because you guys have been chatting with me. So tell me right now in the live chat, yes for Stu. Give me a hashtag, your best hashtag for Stu. And let's talk about Stu. So if Stu does make a return, and I know I am like, man, I am like probably, if this were Vegas odds, I'd be probably the last one on the odds list for this. But if it was to happen, Jake,
yes,
and he does make the appearance, and I don't know if you guys in the chat have had a chance to see it yet, but I did post a Stu video a couple days ago where I laid out my theory. But the case for Stu is the name of the video. If you haven't seen it, then after this live stream's over, go check it out on the channel. Hey, Denisha, we love you. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Um, and so, yeah, big one,
Hello,
big
heart.
hearts, big hearts, and for real. And so anyway, go check out that video. But yeah, I laid out my case for why Stu could be alive, why he is alive. I mean, he's never died. I mean, that's just he's not dead. So anyway, I laid it all out. I won't do it all on here now for this live stream, but definitely check that out. So Fate Decided is so heels in the ground that this will not happen. Right, Jake? He just he won't even Fate, we love you again, brother. You know we love you, man. But he just will not entertain the idea. And I am the complete opposite spectrum, right? Of course. And Jake, you're in the middle, right? Aren't you kind of more in the between the middle of both of us, or where do you lean?
I'm pretty indifferent to it, I would say. Like I don't think it's
Okay.
I don't think that like, let's say if Stu does come back, I don't know if it's going to be the focal point of this movie, I guess is my
Right.
opinion on it. I
And
think
I don't
that
think so. Yeah.
I definitely think we're going to learn something about the past and something that happened during the first film that we just never knew. And it comes back to haunt the characters in this new film 25 years later and all that. I think that would be a really sick connection to the original.
Yes.
I'm pretty like whatever. It seems like everyone is either one side or the other. They absolutely love the idea. They hate the idea. I don't know. I don't think it's that crazy. I mean, dude, the point I made when you and Fate had your your big argument was
Right.
there's literally a Spider-Man movie just came out in December that was like the biggest thing ever, and it's literally about it's literally fan service. That is quite literally what it is. Bringing Stu back would kind of be the same thing. So I'm not going to be like, oh, this is horrible if Stu comes back. I'm not that against it or anything. But I'm also like, I feel like we would have gotten a set photo at this point. I just feel like we would have gotten something of Matthew Lillard behind the scenes if he was in the movie too. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do, but here's the thing I'll say to that, and I hear you, but if this is going to be, which I kind of lay out, I don't know if I did in the video or not, but I may have. But my thought was, if Stu is back, it's going to be not revealed until the very end of the film. It's going to be the very final minute, 2 minutes of the whole movie. And if my thought is, if you have that much of a guarded twist like that is the monster twist, then I think you can't have set photos, right? They have to be so careful, like, no cameras on set while he's there, no one's taking your phones out, because if that got out, the whole movie is just the movie's still going to be great, because it's not going to be about Stu, as you said. It's not. In fact, we won't even know Stu's a part of this thing until the end, very end, in my theory. So, but that's the only thing I think. I hear you.
I guess comparing it, like, just quite literally comparing it to it, like all the events that led up to the new Spider-Man movie, for example, was we literally got the pictures from the movie of like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all standing on the Statue of Liberty, and people were like, "Oh, so it happens in the movie? Cool." We were all still like, is it gonna happen? Like, and the movie has made like a 1.5 billion worldwide now or whatever.
Crazy.
So like I don't think it would be the biggest thing of like something like if that leaked. Like, let's say theoretically Stu comes and that leaked. As if anything, I think it would bring more people to the show. You know what I mean? It would be like, oh, the original killers are back. No way. I gotta see what they do with this. If it's awesome or whatever. But yeah, no. The funniest thing that I wanted to bring up though, real quickly, was behind the scenes after one of our live streams. We were talking, like, I believe it was the one when you and Fate were going back and forth, which is still hilarious to me. Stu,
I love it.
we decided, since I'm technically going to be the first one that sees it because of time zones and stuff, that I'm going to text Fate either a poop emoji if Stu is not in the film or a thumbs up if he's in the film. And that's all I'm going to do. Like, I'm not going to say anything else. Literally, if he tries to call me or pry or whatever, I literally won't say anything else. But I just think that's hilarious.
I remember that. Yes, it was the poop emoji or the thumbs up. That's right. That's if he's in the movie. I will just say this, and this is all in fun. You guys watching know that, and we have a great time on the collective. We're the four of us with the Night Watch Zone. But I will say this, man. If Stu is in this movie, bro, oh, I'm bringing it. I am I am going to bring it like nobody's business to fate. It is
To-
going to be a craven storm of stew when I talk to him on that collective live stream.
It's like, to me at this point, it's like I would love to see him in the movie just to like think about what Fate's reaction would be to that. Like that's that's almost like what makes me want to get on board the stew train, but I'm still just kind of like, I don't know, man. But I think I'm just excited for this movie, man. I've been, obviously we've been all keeping up with it until like up until like now, basically, because we got to turn off the comments and stuff. But man, I'm so excited for this film. I think it's going to be great. I don't want it spoiled at all. I just liked your live stream. You're welcome. But yeah, no, I'm pumped, man. I think it's going to be great. Who do you think? Craven, who do you think is going to be the killer though, out of everybody? That, like, let's say Stu's not in the movie. Let's just theoretically say he's not in the movie. Okay. Of the people we know, fair. Who are you suspicious of at the moment? I'm just curious.
Well, this is so hard, and I have been working through this for weeks, months, probably now, since the marketing started in September, right? Since we started getting stuff, and I still don't have a comfortable feel at all. I don't. I'm not going to lie and say I do. I don't. And I keep thinking to myself, well, maybe by Monday, I'll have finally zone in. But I'll answer your question though. What I'm feeling right now is, I don't think it's going to be Richie. Okay, I think that Richie has more of the Derek side than the Billy side to him, and then of course my brain also tells me, well, that's what they want you to think. And they're going to turn it on you. So, and then I think to myself, how much are they mirroring Scream 1? Because if you're really mirroring Scream 1, then he's going to be Richie. But I just think to myself, if this is, what Chad said from Radio Silence, Chad said, this is like the ultimate whodunit, right? Well, what's the whole thing about a whodunit? It's the whodunit, right? It's the mystery. So I just can't see them mirroring Scream 1 with Richie doing Billy. It's just too obvious, right? So I'm going to say no to Richie, and I'm going to say that Sam, believe it or not, I may be in the minority, guys. We'll see what you guys say in the chat. I'm still 50-50 on her, man. I think that she equally odds of her being the final girl and surviving, equally odds of her being a Ghostface killer or the mastermind. I'm not convinced, man. And she's probably going to be, I'm going to say it. She's probably going to be the final girl. That's probably what's going to happen. But there's a part of me that says Tara is going to be the one who's going to survive. If they're going to flip it, and it's going to end up, because here's my thing. If you have a final girl that is having these mental struggles, let's just say, and seeing things and hallucinating and hearing voices, is this someone that you can really, is that really your final girl person who's going to, be that Sydney type? It could be, right? It could be. So, but at the same time, I guess there's a part of me that says I want everything to be flipped upside down, just because I want Tara to survive and be the actual final girl for 6, and Sam turns out to be the mastermind, and she's working with somebody else. I don't know. Take your pick. I don't think it's going to be Chad. So I'm giving you a very long answer, probably much longer than you were hoping for.
Yeah, this is great, bro. This is what.
So
that's why we do it.
Yeah, that's why we do it, right? We're just here to let our brains go and talk. So I'm going to roll out some people. Let me do it that way, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll out Richie. I'm ruling out Chad. Ruling out Tara. Although, she could also be the mastermind. Letting her ankle get broken just to make it convincing. It could happen, right? Mm-hmm.
There's so many different ways they could take it, man. Oh my God. I go back and forth all the time myself.
Well, you see my struggle here just now, just trying to work through this. Mm-hmm. And so, because there's, with the Scream film, there's always it's always the misdirection. There's always the fake out. You don't know what you see is really what you see. And that's where it gets so hard to forecast this stuff. But my gut feeling right now really is that Richie will be the good guy. He's going to make it. He's not going to be bad. And Chad was going to die. We're going to talk about Chad in a minute, because I have some stuff I want to talk to you about with Chad.
Yeah.
I think Mindy survives, though, Jake. Mindy survives. Yeah? I think she makes it to 6. And Liv, I don't think she's going to live. I don't think Liv is going to Liv. I think she's, I had to, man. I'm
I see
sorry.
what you did there.
I had to do it. I had to do it. All you need is the sound
Nice.
effect. Wah, 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 wah. But I think Liv is dead meat. I think she's not going to make it. And Amber, dude, that chick's on fire. She's not surviving that. I'm sorry, bro.
No.
She's dead. Now, is she a ghost face? I don't know, but she's not going to live. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take a break on my prognosis of what's going to happen, and then I want to let you jump in. So, what are your thoughts, man? Tell me what you're feeling about these characters a little bit.
So I feel like the one that I get in my comment section a lot is Richie and Amber. Those are the two people that I feel like people revolve around that people are very suspicious of. And honestly, I don't think it's either of them. I think that I'm kind of on the same page as you. You saw the clip today with Jack Quaid and Dewey and Sam and all that?
Yes, I did a video on that talking about the 3 rules where we get to Dewey's actually given the rules. Go ahead. Yeah, I know that reaction from Richie was something else, wasn't it? It was priceless, man.
I said in my video, I'm like, dude, his reaction is like, oh, I'm such a perfect little angel of a man. There's no way that it could be me. It's definitely a little suspicious, but I think that instead of going the route of like how we were talking about earlier about how this could be going the route of the original film where it's the boyfriend killer the whole time. And we know that something a big point I made was that Jack Quaid's character Richie is not a stand-in for Billy. Billy Loomis was a creep from the very beginning of that movie, and you were suspicious of him the whole time. But that kind of was part of the brilliance of the mystery and all that, you could argue for sure. Yeah. I'm thinking that Richie is just going to be this nice, wonderful boyfriend character that loves Sam and all that. And maybe there's a point in this movie where whoever the real Ghostface killers are, and I'm sorry, I know I've talked to you about this so many times, but I'm enamored to this theory. I can't get over it. That maybe whoever the Ghostface killers are gaslight Sam into thinking that Richie is the killer, and then she kills Richie because that scene in the trailer where you see Sam stabbing someone, it kind of you can kind of see like the legs of this person, whoever it is, they're not wearing a Ghostface robe. No, like it's not Sam's not wearing a Ghostface robe. So I'm not saying she's the Ghostface killer. Okay. Whoever she's stabbing, not in a costume. This is just a regular person that she's killing. So maybe maybe whoever the Ghostface killers are know about her mental illness and are messing with her in a horrible, horrible way. Yeah, it could be a very the Radio Silence guys said we want to make this a darker version of Scream. I'm looking in the comments right now. Someone just said something about like wanting to frame another person. They could be wanting to frame Sam. Like they could be saying like, oh, we're going to make it look like Sam's the killer because she has a mental illness. So she's crazy, which is a horrible thing to say about someone with mental illness. But if you're an evil ghost face killer, you're going to be someone who thinks like that. You know what I mean? I think that's the agenda of whoever these killers are. That's definitely part of their plan. I'm still not 100% sure on their motivation though, I guess if that makes sense. Yes. I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I haven't really pinpoint anybody that I'm like for sure about because I gotta hand it to the marketing team. I mean, most whodunits, I feel like I can kind of figure it out. Like, I can kind of cut it down to a few people. I am so like, wow, I genuinely do not know who it's gonna be or if I have suspicions of anybody. One more thing I want to say before, and I'll pass the torch because I know I've been talking for a minute.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. That's why you're here.
Yeah. Amber, I don't think is the killer. I've seen so many people talk about this, and especially in the marketing across the TV spots, across the trailers. They're making it. They want us to think that it's her so bad with everything. Like Ghostface is using her phone in multiple different scenes to either text or call people. If it's Tara or Sam, I genuinely don't think it's going to be her. I think she's going to be another red herring maybe the whole time. And that, she's probably going to be the one that gets caught on fire. But that like setting this up as a red herring, I feel like is a much more effective way for them to market their movie, if that makes sense, than to just be like, oh, it's Amber. And then it ends up being Amber. You know what I mean? It's just like, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, that just kind of sucks if they make Amber the killer after making it so blatantly obvious.
So obvious, yes. And even the scenes about Amber. No, I was just going to say, to piggyback on that, the scenes we see of Amber in the trailers, she looks mad. Like she don't see her smiling. She's always just looks very, very straight, angry looking face, no. And then in that one scene, we're like, maybe you're the killer. And she looks like, here, I got it right here. I think I got it right here. Dude, tell me that's not look at that. Come on now. Seriously,
Yes.
bro. That's like the most flattering picture that they have of her. And I'm not talking about her appearance. I'm talking about her emotions. Like she is, every picture is like that, right? It's
Yes.
just, it's so, they really are trying to paint it, say, oh, it's her. And the fact that she has been I'm going to say the odds on group favorite for a long time. And you touched on it just a minute ago. You said Richie and Amber. And it's the same on my channel too. In our discussions a lot, Richie and Amber seem to be that number one choice for everybody. And just for those reasons alone, I don't think it's going to be. I think that you're right. I think that the marketing has been brilliant. And you and I talked for a long time, like months ago, about this movie. And one of our biggest fears, Jake, was that we're going to get this trailer out and we're going to get the whole movie rolled out in front of us and it's going to ruin it. Remember, we were so worried about spoilers. And I have to say, after one full-length trailer and like 25 of these little 30-second clips that's been dropping every day since 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, it's not been spoiled, bro. I don't feel like I know anything about who's going to do who this is. I don't.
Well, and I'm shocked that they didn't release another trailer, but at the same time, I'm thrilled. I mean, like, listen, they've been giving us these little these little like snippets and clips and stuff, these TV spots, but a lot of it is just recycled footage from the trailer.
Yes,
they've given us like a few new shots of like the exact same scenes from the trailer that we've already seen. But dude, there's so much of this movie we haven't seen yet. I mean, that's the thing that I'm so excited. I think, honest to God, and fight me, but I think this movie has been marketed better than most films over the past couple of years. It seems like with every movie, they want to show you just about everything that happens in this movie to bring you to it.
Yes.
And
exactly.
with this film, it's the total opposite. I mean, I'm so even if I wasn't a Scream fan, just from the trailer alone, I would be intrigued to go see this because of how mysterious it is. We genuinely don't know what route they're going to take it. We know like a few things here and there, but not really a whole bunch. We're still going to be shocked by the tone, the level of how gory and bloody the kills are going to be. I don't know if you saw on the Scream page today, but they tweeted out that there's going to be some kind of AMA on Discord tomorrow, I believe, with the guy who's in charge of like the blood and gore department, the SFX and stuff.
Yeah, is that the little the message that said that they used 50 gallons of blood? Or is that something different? Is that
they literally just whatever it was they tweeted at it today. You know what? I'm going to go to Twitter because I want to read this because, dude, this I'm interested in. Not just for like, I want to make a video about this. I genuinely want to see this because I'm curious about how gory or bloody this movie is going to be. I mean, they promised us a lot of blood, so I'm hoping that it's going to be very bloody. 8 hours ago, the Scream page tweeted out, "Are you obsessed with blood like I am? Tune in this Friday." It's this Friday, sorry. At 3 p.m. PT for a Discord AMA with our Scream movie blood makers, head of makeup effects, Rick Poor, and co-key makeup artists, Jason Willis and Jeff Goldwyn. But like, dude, I want to ask him a question. I want to know how. That's another thing that I feel like no one's touched on really in videos and stuff is how disgusting, bloody, and gory is this film going to be? Is it going to top the other films?
Yeah, man.
I got my fingers crossed. I think if the Radio Silence guys can do anything to really just step up their game with a new Scream film, it's to make some like very, very memorable kills for this franchise.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that's. And when is that? You said that's Friday, right? That's Is it on Twitter or where's that going to be? Did they say?
Yeah, on Discord. You ever use Discord?
On Discord. Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, dude, we got to check that out. Seriously, because I think they used 50 gallons of blood on Screen 96.
Yeah?
That was Wes Craven used, I think that's what he said.
Okay.
And so we'll see if they top 50. I mean, that's a lot of blood, bro.
It is.
Seriously.
I used a gallon on just 1 gallon on Red Right Hand. That's nothing. I got to step up my game, apparently.
Oh, Andrews. I love this, Andrew. If Stu isn't in the movie, then my mom and dad are going to be so mad at me.
That's very funny. I appreciate it. I don't know. I saw this a minute ago and I just didn't say anything, but someone named Jared had a very good joke about my intro. Thank
Go
you,
for it.
Jared.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to scroll back a ways to find it, but I remember it being funny. You know what? There we go. Credit to where credit is due. But yeah,
Dude, that's awesome. See, man, Christopher's in the house, man. Good to see you again, buddy. Not knowing who the killer is, spending hours rambling is the whole reason I haven't. Hey, listen, I know. Seriously, man. Even tonight, we're 8 days out, and we still cannot. We still don't have a firm feeling of who it's going to be, and it is masterful. I mean, honestly, Jake, I have to say, to kind of recap that part of the discussion, it's a masterful thing that's been done with this because, man, look at Halloween Kills, bro, and I love Halloween Kills. In fact, I'm gonna just tell you guys right now, Halloween Kills is my second favorite of the franchise right now. That's how much I love. Yeah, I'm serious.
yeah,
That's
okay,
how much I love that movie. It's my second favorite. So I love that movie, but the marketing team was horrible with that movie, and that last trailer that dropped, the third one, I guess.
I was pretty mad about that.
Come on, man.
I was. Pretty
They
mad
showed
about
all those kills. And unlike Scream, there is no misdirection in Halloween. Halloween is not a misdirect, fake out. That's not that kind of movie. So you knew going in, okay, you've already seen these kills. You know what I'm talking about. It was
yeah.
It was disappointing.
I mean, especially with the old couple that gets murdered.
Oh, those
like
poor
that
dudes.
we saw that the whole thing in the trailer, man. That whole
thing.
sequence was like, okay, I've seen this. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
oh,
that could.
here it comes. Yeah.
And it would have been shocking if I would have been able to see that for the first time in the theater, but they put basically the whole scene in the trailer. I still think there were a lot of memorable kills from that film.
Oh yeah, for sure.
However, like I'm not like the biggest fan of gun kills, especially in horror films, but like the one with the girl accidentally shooting herself when Michael kicks open the door, pretty good.
Yes.
Okay, I'll hand it to them. I'm like, okay, you know, for a gun kill, I'll take it. That's pretty good.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, and that
crazy.
one scene with the elderly couple, I will say this: what was so dark about that scene was when the lady was on the ground dying, and she's seeing her husband or whatever he was to her, you know, significant other, pretty dead already, laid over the table or the countertop, and Michael's taking every knife from the wall and just stabbing him, like testing them out, dude. And he's like, okay, yeah, this is the one I want. This feels right. This is the one I'm going to go slaughter with. That was so dark, man, to be laying there dying, seeing your spouse, your significant other, and that's happening to them right in front of you, man.
I mean,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's new. That's dark.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was bad.
Oh,
I'm not saying it was a bad scene. It was an
I'm just saying
awesome,
it was
great
dark,
setup
yeah.
scene. I wish we hadn't seen any of it in the trailer. We have a really good comment here, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up here.
Mega Giants 89 says, which scene in Scream 5 are you looking forward to seeing the most? Steven, you wanna take that?
Say that again, Jake. What'd you say? What was it?
I said it kind of weird, so here we go.
You're good.
Mega Giants 89 asks, which scene in Scream 5 are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Well, I'm afraid if I say the reveal, that's kind of a cop. That's kind of like everybody's choice, right?
Right.
I mean, honestly, the reveal. But I'll give you something else. What I'm most looking forward to seeing. I don't know if it's a scene or maybe it's a sequence of scenes. But for me, it is seeing Sydney with that 9mm or that 45 or that 40 cal she's got, and going into Stu's house with her gun and just whooping tail. That is what I'm waiting to see. And I love her. She's such a fighter. She's such a survivor. We all know how tough she is, how brave she is. So honestly, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to the whole movie is seeing her back in the finale, and where she's just gonna take her gun out and go. That would be for me. How about you, Jake?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely up there. I honestly didn't even come to mind, but I'm like, yeah, wow, okay. I want to see her walking around Stu's house again with a gun looking for Ghostface. That's gonna be insane for sure. Honestly, I'm kind of on the same page though. I am very excited to see Dewey walking through the hospital I hope him and Ghostface, whoever it is, they have some kind of fight through in that scene that we saw in the trailer. I'm so
Oh
excited
yeah.
to see that full scene. That's clearly going to be some kind of very impactful moment to the plot and all that. We've seen multiple people maybe get murdered during this scene, so
Yes.
it's going to be very pivotal for the plot of the movie. I'm very excited to see that scene, especially. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat talk about Mindy as well.
Yes. I just threw that up for now from Pluto. Keeping my eye on Mindy. Somebody has it up there. Yeah. So go ahead, Jake. Finish your thought. I'm catching up on the comments. I see the Mindy chat. So go for it.
I remember when I was watching Scream for the first time with a buddy this one time. I was watching it with my friend Connor for the first time, and he says something. He didn't know who the killers were, and he said, "Wow, Randy is so suspicious. Like Randy knows everything about horror movies. Wouldn't it be cool if he was the killer?" And I'm like, yeah, that would be kind of cool, actually. So what if Mindy is the same vibes? Like, what if she knows everything about the ins and outs of horror movies? And also, this film, we kind of know that it's going to be kind of commenting on like toxic fan bases as well. Could Mindy's, maybe her motivation is the fact that she absolutely despises Rian Johnson's Stab 8.
Yeah.
And she wants to kill everybody who likes it. I mean, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but I think it would be cool. I mean, that would be an awesome commentary on toxic fan bases and just taking that basically to the extreme of murder.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It could be. And, for a while I was toying with the idea of, what are we going to have, twins, sibling killers? Are we going to have Mindy and Chad that are, exacting revenge out on the relatives of Billy and Stu who, started all this mess and did all these murders. And of course, and Randy ultimately died at the hands of, as we know, of Billy's mom. But, and then you got Martha Meeks, which, you and I talked about months ago about, Martha Meeks making an appearance in the movie. And now they've gone back and said, well, maybe she won't make it. We don't know, or make it into the movie. I mean, they may have cut her part, but at one time I entertained the idea of having a mother and Martha being the mastermind. It was like, no, they're not going to do that. I played around with that for a little bit, but I don't know, man. To me, Mindy still is going to make it. She's going to be like, just as Randy survived Scream 1, I think they will mirror Mindy, and she's going to be a very likable character. And I think that we're going to love her and that we're going to root for her in that movie. And I think that she'll survive. And that's just my feeling on Mindy. I don't know. Mm-hmm. That's just my gut feeling. What's your, if you had to cash out right now on Mindy, Jake, if you had to, do you see her being survivor, killer, or victim?
Dead. She's dead. And
you're
confident.
Killing Mindy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Dude, this movie's going to be a bloodbath. Like, I think, honestly, I think that there's going to be a good majority of this movie in the first act that is getting us to fall in love with these characters that are, almost all of them are some kind of descendants of a beloved character. Like, both Chad and Mindy are connected to Randy, and we know that Wes Hicks is from Judy Hicks. We know a bunch of other, like, that's just scratching the surface right there. Dude, I think this movie's going to make us love these characters and kill almost all of them. I think Radio Silence has a very, very dark sense of humor, man, and I would not be shocked at all by that, personally. I do agree with you, though. I want some characters to live. I think Sam will probably live. I think Tara will probably survive the opening kill. That's probably some of the misdirection in the trailer. But because, like, for example, the Radio Silence guys have even said in an interview, like, we want to do Scream 6. Like, we want to make a new trilogy. They right. I think it was Matt Bettinelli Open who was talking about that. But for sure, I think they want to keep some characters alive. But dude, most of these people that we know, they're dead meat, in my opinion. I don't know. I've never seen that. I'm just speculating. Right. But for these guys, after, like, if you've seen Ready or Not, these guys have a very dark sense of humor. They love making you fall in love with characters and just turning them either evil or like making them Satan worshippers, like in Ready or Not, basically. And then you just, like, they completely change. They're like, oh wow, actually this dude's a jerk, which is, it's great. I love it. But yeah, that would be their MO, I guess, is what I'm trying to say with the Scream movie. Yeah.
So I guess that kind of brings me to a question I'll ask you then now. And because like I say, guys, we do like Jake and I tonight. Everything's unscripted. That's the whole point of this thing. I literally texted Jake and said, "Hey, you know, you want to join me tonight? Let's surprise everybody." So we're just having a free flowing discussion right here with you guys, and so we're gonna jump all around, but don't sweat. We're gonna cover all of the topics we want to talk about, but we're gonna go in as the conversation flows. So as we're at this point, I'm gonna ask you this, Jake.
Yeah.
Tell me this without saying killers, masterminds, or anything else. We're going to get into that. I'm saving that. It's coming. But let's talk about just survivors of Scream 5. So when the movie ends and the credits are about to roll, who is left alive that could carry on to 6? That's what I want to know. Just tell me who.
The safest bet for like my number one choice for sure. Sidney Prescott will survive this film.
Oh, absolutely. She's 100%.
I think if you were someone who hated Wes Craven and you somehow got your dirty, disgusting hands onto the Scream franchise, the only thing you would want to do is kill Sidney Prescott. They will not. I would bet my entire bank account on the fact that they will not kill Sidney Prescott in this movie. These guys are not only fanboys, but like, dude, they've been given the keys to the kingdom. They are not good. This is their first. I mean, Ready or Not was a huge success, but it was kind of a risk. This is their first mainstream movie, dude. They're not going to do something that risky with it, especially something that I think the majority of the fandom would absolutely hate.
Oh my gosh,
for sure, like
horrible.
Sydney's making it through. That's not even a question.
I mean, Jake, look at that shot of Sydney. Come on, man. Look at that. I mean,
right?
Dude,
she's so badass. They're not going to kill Sidney Prescott. Come on.
Okay, so of the new cast, let's say so of the OG3, and so let's go one at a time, and I'll say if I agree, and I'll give my thoughts on what you're thinking about. So I agree, 100%. I've said it before here on the channel many times. Sydney is the only character when you walk into the theater next week that you can bet the farm on that is going to make it. That's the only one. They're all the other ones are up for death possibly. So we agree on Sydney. Okay, now we got a lot of people in the chat that have strong feelings about the OG3 and Gail and Dewey. So we're going to get there, guys. I just say be patient. I know it's late, but hang in with us. So this is it, man. After this live stream, we'll have one on Friday with Lethal Collective, but chat will be off. So this is it for us to interact with you guys. So OG3, does Gail survive the movie?
Okay, I'm back and forth on this one because I guess Courtney Cox asked during Scream 4 to get killed off for whatever reason.
She did.
Okay, so this is a weird thing to relate this to, but I've been rewatching the Alien movies recently, and I've been reading about how Alien 3 was like, there's many opinions you can have about Alien 3. It's kind of a disaster of a movie, but one of the biggest things was that Sigourney Weaver wanted to get killed off so bad. Like she was like, kill my character. I think it would be great. It'd be such a good fitting end to her, and people just absolutely hate that movie, and it's a shame because I love David Fincher. I think he's a great director. He just don't know what happened with that movie. I think that when you let someone get what they want, sometimes with their own character that they were casted into, it doesn't always come out right. Like the Han Solo's death in episode 7. It's like, dude,
don't get me started.
Yeah,
bro.
that also sucks. No one
terrible.
likes when you kill lovable characters in cheap ways just to make the actors happy. I don't think they're gonna kill Gail. I think I'm kind of on the same boat with Gail and Sydney. I think they're both going to survive. Dewey, on the other hand.
Okay, hold on before we get to Dewey. Boy.
I was like, okay, I want to slow down. What do you? Sorry,
No,
Steven.
you're good.
It's your live stream, man. What do you think about Gail?
No. And the only reason I said hold on is because Dewey's a big topic.
Yes.
Dewey, we got to dig into Dewey. No, as far as Gail goes, I 100% agree with you, man. I really do. I've said for a while that I believe that Sydney and Gail will survive. They're gonna be there at the end. And I just really strongly feel that way. If Gail gets killed off, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. It will shock me. I will say like, oh my gosh, I didn't see it coming. I didn't expect that. It will get me. It will catch me off guard if it happens. I think Gail is going to make it, and I think Sydney is going to make it as well. However, let's talk about our friend Dewey. And man, okay. So there's a lot of passionate feelings about Dewey. And guys here in the live chat, I'm going to catch up with you. I'm a little bit behind, but don't worry. Hang in there. So here's my thoughts. All right. I'm going to lay it out, and then I'm going to let you take it over and give me your thoughts and pick it apart with what you agree with and don't agree with. Okay. I feel that while there are very many valid reasons that Dewey could be a mastermind, okay, I want you guys to hear me very clearly. I don't discount that there's evidence that you could actually make a plausible case. And Jake, you know my history is I don't like to make theories that make no sense, right? I try to always present theories that are you can at least say it's plausible. You may not agree with it, but you can say, okay, I mean, it's a plausible thing. It's possible. And so I respect all of you in the live chat and all of you guys on my channel. I love you guys. And I love your theories about Dewey being a mastermind. Some of you have laid out, like, I have gotten comments from you guys that some of them are, Jake, they're like this long, Jake. I mean, they are like a book and it's well thought out. It's very impressive. And I think it's great. But here's what I'm going to say. All right. As much as it's plausible, and you can make a case for, there, in my opinion, there's no way that radio silence will ever, at least in Scream 5, let's just take one movie at a time. In Scream 5, I don't see any way possible that it would actually happen. Because you got to remember, this is the first Scream movie without Wes. This is the first film in the franchise to reboot with new people. And even though Kevin Williamson's a part of it, but Wes isn't there, this is a big deal. If you're radio silence, you don't compromise on your story. I'm not saying that. You make the movie you want. But if you're radio silence who love Wes Craven, they're as big of fans as we are of Wes, from all they've said. And they're making this movie. They're talking about how geeked out they are, how they're filming these people, and they're like forgetting to say cut because they're so drawn into to watching the dailies with them while they're filming. All of this stuff. The worst thing I think you could do is to make one of the iconic, beloved characters of the last 25 years betray his character, betray everything he stood for, and turn him into what he's fought against for 4 films. To me, Jake, it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal of Dewey. And even though the case could be made, and might even be entertaining at some level, I think it would be a bad move, and I don't think there's any way in any way this is going to happen. So that's just my gut feeling. So Jake, you tell me, do you agree or disagree, and what are your thoughts?
Do you think in that letter that Radio Silence wrote to Neve Campbell, they said, hey, we're going to make Dewey the killer in this new movie, and that got her on board? No. Absolutely.
Excellent point. She's already on the fence, right? She already doesn't want to do it without Wes. And she gets this letter. That's a great commentary, dude. I love that.
Bro, if Neve Campbell received that letter, she would have tore it up, throw it in the trash, and we would not be talking about Scream 5 right now.
Heck no.
We would be talking about a Scream 5 that has Dewey and Gail in it and not Sidney Prescott. And we'd be like, why is Sidney not in this movie? But
yes.
Look, I could see them possibly making a meta joke about the fact that we almost always in all these Scream movies, we see Dewey get stabbed. We see him on a cart later get wheeled into the ambulance. Almost every movie. It happens at the end of almost every film. I could definitely see them making a joke where Dewey gets stabbed and we just don't learn his fate. I've talked about this cliffhanger ending being super dramatic and stuff in the past, but what if it's not? What if it's not that dramatic? What if there's just questions left unanswered? For example, what if Dewey gets stabbed a bunch and he falls on the floor and we just don't see what happens to him? I mean, dude, if you think about it, Scream 4, we are still on a cliffhanger from 2011. There was, at the end of that film, ends with Jill being this, everyone is talking about Jill. She's the survivor of this horrible killing. We still don't know what happened with that. I mean, dude, there's so much that this movie has to explain about Scream 4 that it may or may not. Who knows?
Right, it's true. Yeah.
I feel like the same thing could happen with Scream 5, where it's like, it's kind of a cliffhanger, but like also kind of not. I don't know if it's going to be that dramatic as what I have talked about in the past. I wouldn't be against that personally, but I do think that they might do something like this, which, if you think about it, in itself, just not showing what happens to Dewey is a joke. It's a meta joke on it's making fun of the franchise in the past. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
I I don't think he's the mastermind killer. Like I already explained that. But
Yes.
I would absolutely love to see Dewey almost maybe like not sacrifice himself, but jump in the way of a knife to save one of our main characters. They're kind of building him up to be this tragic hero too. I mean, I don't know if I love the idea, but it seems like it's like inevitable at this point. He's like he's almost like he's retired. He's lost everything. It's the joke about the cop who this is his last day before retirement and then he dies. Like it's such a very common theme. Yeah. I feel like we could see the same thing happen to Dewey, and I'm almost not against it. I'm like, wow, that would actually be really cool to see him save some characters. I'm sure that's gonna blow up the chat. Me talking about, hey, yeah, let's see Dewey die. That would be interesting.
Well, now that you mention it, I'm going to go into this battle with you because I firmly believe and firmly expect Dewey to die in the hospital scene. I do think that's going to happen. And I think you're right, man. I think that the radio silence is preparing us because I remember how much of a shock it was in Scream 2 when Randy got yanked into that van and killed. It came out of nowhere. I wasn't ready for that. And I was like, no, no, no. And I think after all this time that has passed, 25 years later, I really believe that they from the day one, from the Airbnb, we see Dewey out there. He's the face of the marketing for a long time. Yeah. And then when the trailer comes out, look how much he's focused on in the trailer. He's in that hospital scene, those fighting scenes, the gun, emptying out the shell case and the casings. And anyway, I firmly believe right now that I expect when he goes to that hospital in the movie, he will not come out alive. I think he does die. Now, whether we get the reveal then or to your point, if they hide it from us, there's a chance. There's a chance that we get the thumbs up and he's still alive in a hospital bed. That would be amazing. But if I would love that to happen. I mean, I want him to live. I want everyone understand. I want all the OG3 to live. I do. But I think they have prepared us for the possibility that and the reality that he probably won't. So on a prediction right now, I'm going to go ahead and predict he does die. So I think you and I do you agree 100%? Or are you still, maybe there's a chance?
I'm still kind of in the boat that we don't get his fate revealed to us. Like there's a chance he could be like, it's kind of like Schrodinger's cat. The box is not open. The cat could be alive. The cat could be dead. I feel like it's going to be that case with this new film. Okay. I do think that that's possible though. I wouldn't rule Dewey's death out at all. Yeah. I have a guy on, a friend that I have made over the internet over the past couple of years. His name's Nicky. Great guy. He supports me on Patreon. Absolutely awesome dude.
Nice.
He just is hell bent on this idea of, yes, I want Dewey to die in the new movie, and I love it. I think it's great. I love when people send me their crazy theories. It's great. He makes some good points though about Dewey in the film, and like that's kind of why I've talked a little bit about like they're setting him up to be this tragic hero, man. He looks rough. He's living in an RV in a trailer. Gail probably kicked him out. Yeah. I mean, dude, it's perfect setup for a hero's death. You know what I mean? It makes a lot of sense. I'm not against that theory at all. Honestly, I could definitely see them doing that. At the same time, it's a risk. That's definitely a risk to kill a main character like that, especially because a lot of people are speculating that Judy Hicks is also going to get murdered in this movie as well.
Okay, so now let's transition to Judy. That's the perfect transition. This is how we're going. We're just going to bounce around here. So, and just for the record too, back in August, when you and I did our Scream 5 discussion on my other channel, Movie Bros React, we both predicted that. I think we both predicted that all the OG3 that will live. We were pretty confident back then. This is before marketing happened that they were going to, so there could, our first predictions may still end up being the right predictions. Hey, Jake, I have a task for you.
Yes.
Keep me on point after I talk about this comment to go talk about Judy, because I will forget and I'll keep going on steamrolling. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to jump in here. Uncle Heather. Hey, Uncle Heather. We've been chatting in IG a little bit. Good to see you here. I love this comment. So, and this is something that's worth talking about. So, I want to know who, what, and why someone's on fire. Okay. So the who, I think Jake, you and I believe we are calibrated on this. I'm convinced without any doubt. Like I'm like 100% sure it's going to be Amber. I mean, I've did a whole video on showing how it's her. It's the clothes, the rings all match up. It's her. So I mean, unless you feel there's some other loophole that I'm missing, I am 100% on Amber.
I mean, okay. There's one other thing I want to bring up, just to play devil's advocate, because
Go for it, man.
I pretty much agree. It looks like Amber. I've watched the clip a million times, but where's the only other shot in all the TV spots, the trailer, that we get another scene with fire or something involved with fire? Mm-hmm. It's the metal ghost face with the flamethrower.
The flamethrower, yeah.
Now, a theory I've been seeing widely across just my comment section, the Woodsboro horror film group chat on Facebook or whatever, is that people are talking about this metal ghost face being part of the new Stab movie.
Right.
So what if dude, here's something crazy to think about. What if there's a scene in the movie where it's for example, Mindy and Richie, they're watching a movie or whatever together, or for some reason they're in the same room. What if it literally just cuts to the TV and we just see a random scene from Stab 8 and it's just Metal Ghostface walks into a kitchen, lights somebody up on fire, and that's it. That's literally all it is. And it's wow, that was nothing then. Cool. I think that would be really funny, and we're all speculating that someone's going to be a Metal Ghostface in this new movie. But I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely think it could go the route of one of the killers has a metal ghost face mask, walks into a kitchen somewhere and lights it up. At first I thought that scene was in Stu's house, Stu's kitchen, but I think after rewatching it, I don't think it is. I could be wrong, but it looks maybe a little different to me. So
I'll have to go back and look at that, because I thought it was Stu's kitchen layout too, because if I believe the tiles matched up. But I'm about to go back and look. But here's the other thing about that scene. On the left-hand side of the screen, if you freeze frame the shot, on the left-hand side, closer to the camera, it's very clearly Sydney. If you look at that, and this is why I think it's actually going to happen, bro.
You are right about that, yeah.
Because you can see her brown leather jacket. You can see her hair. You can tell by the hair it's the same. It's Sydney's hair, and she's got the jacket on, man. So that's why I think, because I believe that if Sydney's on the scene, everything is real. She's not going to be involved in a stab or any type of a fan film. I just don't see that.
Well, another thing you can speculate there, now that I'm thinking about it, is you could have somebody playing Sidney Prescott standing there, because we don't see a front angle. We see only a back angle. But
that is true.
I honestly, though, I don't know why I'm arguing this so much. I more or less agree with you, because I think it is Amber on fire. I'm once again just playing devil's advocate, I guess. But I think it would be cool to have a fire stunt like that in this movie. I think that would be pretty sick. We've never seen Ghostface. I mean, we've seen Ghostface blow up a house, which makes absolutely no sense, but we're not going to get into that. But we've never really seen we've never seen a Ghostface flamethrower somebody to death. That's awesome. I'm all about that, dude. That's the kind of ingenuity and new kind of kills I want to see in a new Scream film, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and that brings me to a question. Let's just go ahead and talk about that. So, here we see the metal mask, and I just, the thing is, let's just hammer this out, okay? Let's just hammer this out. Opinion wise, we see Ghostface with a silver metal mask here. He's in a sleeveless robe, okay, with a flamethrower. And is there any way possible that to me, Jake, as much as I would love to see this as being actually in the Scream universe in the movie, doesn't it just beg the question that it has to be a stab movie? I mean, do you think we'll see a sleeveless? It's so over the top. It's like what you would expect in a stab film, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
I mean, so where do you cash out? Personally, for me, I cash out that this is stab. I think this is going to be stab footage. I don't think it's going to actually be in the real Scream world for Scream 5. What are your thoughts, man? Do you agree or disagree? I'm starting to convince. You're not only starting to convince me, I'm starting to convince myself, honestly. I'm starting to think this might be stab footage. Dude, another thing that I just randomly came up into my mind and memory is the whole joke about
Stab 8 or whatever in the
Yeah.
film is it's a Rian Johnson movie, and I think it's specifically kind of commenting on The Last Jedi, Star Wars 8, essentially.
Yes.
Star Wars Chapter 8.
Yep.
Could this be a reference to is it Captain Phasma? Is that what it, or what the lady stormtrooper that has the metal mask in part 8?
I forgot her name, but I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Could this be
do.
like and like, you know, remember her and Finn have the battle on the big spaceship or whatever? Dude, I saw that movie once. It's all just kind of coming back to me really
too.
really loosely. I have no reason to watch it again. But my point is, could this be a reference to that? Could this be kind of like a joke making fun of that? So would that make more reasons for it to be part of a stab film right there?
That's
I don't know.
Good idea, bro. I didn't think about that either. But she's the only character with the metal mask, you know, that metallic mask in that episode of Star Wars, that movie. So that might be. I love it. All right, let's talk about. I don't think we'll probably spend a lot of time here, but let's chat about our good old friend Vince. Vince Schneider, allegedly, which I still don't believe. I do not believe his last name is really Schneider. I mean, you know, why do you go for a year of this character having no last name, and then out of a sudden it's just Schneider? I go, oh, okay. So here's my thought. I'll give my thoughts second. Jake, tell me, what do you think about Vince? There's a lot of theories about Vince. There's even been some theories here in the chat, and I've seen Vince come up a little bit. So let's talk about Vince. What do you think? Who do you think he is? You know, what do you think his role is going to be in this film, and how long do you think he's going to be in the movie?
I think Vince is going to play a very important role in the film. I just don't think he's going to have much screen time. He didn't get a character poster. There's been all these jokes about him. Like, I don't know if you've seen Kyle Gallner's tweets, but like, dude, the guy's been joking about being Ghostface this whole time. Like, I think, honest to God, I think he's laughing right now because he's dead in like the first 15 minutes is my opinion.
Right.
We basically see him get killed. It's the one kill we've kind of for sure have seen from the trailer and the TV spots. I think because there's really two big scenes we see of Vince. We kind of seen him with the car, and he's kind of like stalking the main characters, which sure is like creepy for sure. But there's also that scene you just pulled up with the car, and he's like in the middle he's like, there we go. It's some back alley behind some creepy building or whatever.
Yeah.
And just out of nowhere, Ghostface comes and stabs him is what I think is going to happen. But the one thing I want to talk about specifically though is Vince at the arcade or whatever, and like you see Mason Gooding. There we go. That picture right there. So he's pointing right at Mason Gooding, who, and then you can kind of see Liv and Amber scared in the back. Mindy's obviously not having this. The guy's making a scene right now. He does not like Chad for whatever reason. Maybe it's because, and I remembered reading that Liv and him dated in the past, but I guess they're related somehow, is according to that Two Brash Sarah video. I'm still confused on their relationship.
I am as well, because for the longest time, we thought they were dated. They had dated and had a romantic relationship in some way. But now we're here. Yeah. Now there's confusion about that, man. Like maybe they're all related. So, dude, I mean, I don't know. That changes everything, because if he's related, he could be there as trying to be a protector, not a stalker.
Yes, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think he's suspicious for being the Ghostface killer. I think that maybe he'll be like a red herring, I guess. But like, dude, the reason he's watching these people is because he does not like Chad for some reason. He's like, look at this picture. He wants to fight the guy for whatever reason. And Liv and it's because of Liv. Look at Liv's facial expression, dude. It's all right there. I definitely think that they're gonna get into some kind of altercation here. And then maybe he gets killed the next day. And then remember, we see Mason Gooding's character with bruises all over his arm. So like maybe they're going to play it where like he's a red herring the whole time because they got into a fight here. Now, another thing that begs the question of is, could that make one of the other people in this room right now, like Mindy, Liv, or Amber, could that make one of them the killers? Because think about it. It like if you're like, let's say Mindy's the killer watching this happening. If you kill Kyle Gallner's character in the next scene, everyone's going to think it's Chad. Very easily. Like that is an easy move for Ghostface to do if they're a part of this situation right now.
That's right.
To try to take the focus off of them and onto somebody else. For sure. I think that would be a pretty good way to do it. I don't know. I feel like that would be a good way to do it. I don't, and also, sorry, I'm totally getting off track. But yeah, Kyle Gallner's dead meat. He's dying in that scene for sure. That's what I'm dead set on.
Well, another thing too, I don't have the photo here ready to pull up, but if you look at the clothes that Vince is wearing here, that that whole entire outfit, that is the same thing he wears in the attack scene that we see from the trailer. So it's that night. Yeah, it's that same night. So it almost seems like they're going to have this altercation. He's going to go out to relieve himself because that's what we've seen from one of the little TV ads. That's what is happening. And then he gets the attack. The headlights turn on. And he's like, what? And he walks over to the car. So it brings us up to the suspects. And so and then again, you've got Liv, you've got Mindy, you've got Amber, and you got Chad. But would it be too obvious for one of them? Maybe could that all be red herrings in that attack?
I was also going to bring this up. Could it also rule all of them out? Could it also say,
exactly,
maybe he has the bruises all over his arms because he gets into a fight with Vince. And then maybe everyone's suspicious of why do you have bruises all over your arms? That's so weird, Chad. What the hell?
Absolutely, man.
So could it rule all those people out? Could it be somebody else, like maybe Richie or something? I don't know. Yeah. I'm just throwing a random name out there.
Yeah, man.
Sure,
Absolutely.
But I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, and let's talk about Chad here. I do have a few pictures of Chad. So here's the thing, guys. And I did a video on this probably 3 weeks ago. It's been a bit, maybe even longer than that. And I noticed something. So when the trailer came out, the original full-length trailer, we see Chad being attacked from Ghostface outside, which is probably Stu's house. We don't know 100%, but probably. And you see that Ghostface is running out from the shed and chasing after Chad, and he stabs him in the back or in the shoulder. Well, a few weeks later, we get one of these other TV ads, and we see him with his phone out, looking for Liv on his GPS. Excuse me. And he goes over and he sees on his phone that Liv is standing right beside him on the GPS, and he turns around, and when he turns around, he sees this. We see Ghostface with the knife up, and you see Chad there on the front left. And he gets attacked right there in the front yard of whoever's house this is. And I began to think more about this, and I said, well, hold on a minute. Because if he is attacked here in this scene, then who in the heck is this attacking him over here? Mm-hmm. And think about this, though. Because over here, you got him turning around, and there's a Ghostface stabbing him. Then we see a Ghostface bursting out of the shed. See the shed behind him there, and running after him. This scene begins with Ghostface at the shed door, bursting open. They're closed. And so I'm like, okay, this guy here, this Ghostface here, he is not going to stab Chad and then run over to the shed, close the doors in like he's hiding, and then waiting for Chad to walk across the yard and then burst out and come after him. What this scene tells me is that we are witnessing two Ghostface attacks. And we are seeing one Ghostface here, bam. And then we see this scene here. If you notice, you don't really see it too well in this shot, but when it shows this attack sequence, Chad is holding his side. He's limping.
Yeah.
Remember, he's not running. He's limping because he was just attacked here. So you got one Ghostface stab here. He turns and runs, and I'm guessing the shed is to the right of the house from where we're seeing now, which makes sense. So he turns to his right here, and he starts to run away. Well, then this Ghostface disappears, just gone. Remember how Sydney got in the police truck in Scream 1? Remember? And he just disappeared. Okay.
Yep.
So this Ghostface goes off somewhere, and then he comes over by the shed limping, and then the doors burst open with a second Ghostface comes out and attacks him here. So here we've got two different Ghostface killers. There they are. You've got one with the front yard. You've got one on the right. You've got the shed one. And I believe, Jake, we are going to see, and I know you're going to love this, we're going to see our very first in franchise history a duo of Ghostface killers attacking Chad simultaneously. And after this one from the shed gets him in the back and he falls to the ground, which I think is what's going to happen, the other Ghostface will come up and they will both be standing over Chad and finish him off to his death. Now that is my magnus opus on Chad, and I think it makes sense, and I think it. I'm telling you, I've revisited this theory many times, and I'm telling you that's where I'm cashing out. I will say this before I let you take the floor: the only exception to this is that we are seeing a fan film being made, and he's a member of the horror club, and we're seeing those are fake attacks that are, he gets attacked and then someone yells cut and then he gets up. That's the only exception I have to this being not real. But I personally believe this is real. I think this is Chad's death, and it's by two Ghostface. So Jake, I've said all that. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to breathe. Tell me, you love it, you hate it, you like it. What do you think?
Oh, I absolutely love that. I even talked about it in the video. I was like, dude, that would be the coolest thing to have a kill scene with two ghost faces. Because let's be honest, it's not a secret at this point that we're probably going to have two killers in this movie.
Yes.
Almost all the Scream movies have two killers. We can even argue that Scream 3 does have two killers.
Oh, it does. Absolutely, yes.
Right. I know how you feel about that for sure, dude. I don't think they're going to try to keep it a secret like how they have in the past. I think screw it. Why not just be like, yeah, we have two ghost faces, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect the mystery at all.
Nope,
because like, yeah, I think it did a little bit in the first movie.
Oh, but, totally. Because it was unexpected, completely unexpected in the first one. It was shocked. But none of us are going to be shocked. We're actually, all of us are I bet everyone here expects two killers, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And so like, just go for it. Like, let's say screw it. Okay, let's have them. And also think about this too. Like I've had a lot of comments from people who are saying like, okay, well, it's going to be tough to take down Chad. Like he's an athlete, he's a stronger dude. He's going to he could beat the crap out of someone who's like smaller than him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what if their plan of attack here is, hey, let's have two people come after Chad. We have the numbers and knives against a very athletic dude. Like we could take him down. Sure.
That's right.
I think that's right there, dude. It makes sense for that scene to be it. I think for sure that could be how they take him down. I don't know if this is a fan film though. I'm kind of iffy about that because we saw that scene in the TV spot where he is looking for Liv and he's like, Liv, where are you? And then he looks up, Ghostface is there. You were just pulling up the pictures from it, yeah. So I don't think it's a fan film.
If you're doing a fan film, Jake, and you've done one, you've done a fan film yourself, you wouldn't use your real names, right? You're not going to be saying, Jake, where are you? Right? Or whatever. That's more evidence that I think you're right. It's not a fan film. I do think it's real. Yeah. And I think Chad's done. I think he's toast, man.
And to take down one of the strongest opponents like that, have two people. It's a genius strategy, I think. And it would be cool. It would be like, this film is so confident in its whodunit mystery that we don't even need to hide the fact that there's two killers. The audience is going to know. Maybe our characters don't know, but the audience will, which I think is another interesting thing to it as well.
That is, and I love that because it would give us the viewer the knowledge that there's two, but the characters don't know there's two. So for them, it's very meta because for the characters, it's like Scream 1. They're going to be shocked. But we as the viewers know what's coming, but we don't know who it is. And I'm also, guys, still holding on to my theory from day one that there is going to be also a mastermind. I really believe this whole connection back to Scream 1, all of this stuff, I'm telling you, it's not an accident. Radio silence is not doing anything by accident or coincidence. This is all very strategic. And the fact that we end up at Stu's house, there is a reason. There's meaning to this. And excuse me, there's meaning to this. And I think that we're going to have a mastermind, someone who's behind the scenes, pulling the strings behind all this. And we won't get the reveal until the very end of the movie. Or, Jake, we don't get it until 6. We end on a cliffhanger, and maybe we get the ghost face revealed, but we find out at the last second there's another person involved, and we have to wait until 6, man.
What a great way to start a trilogy. Like, I just think
Yes.
that's such a cool way to start off a whole new trilogy of movies. Even if this wasn't Scream, I would be so intrigued by that concept. Like, I would be like, if that was an original movie where they're like, oh, there's still more killers out there on the loose. Like, there's still another loose end we didn't figure out. It's like, oh my God, I want to know. I want to know what happens in the next movie. I'm dying. I would absolutely love that. And I think for sure that this movie, I don't know if it's going to do, like, I've seen some people tweet out, like, oh, this movie's going to make $1 billion. It's not going to make $1 billion.
No.
It's not going to, like, I think we would be lucky for this film to make 100 million.
Yes.
But I still think it's possible. There's a lot of hype,
too.
there's a lot of excitement. And I think it's going to be a good film, too. I don't think that this is just like another, like, I've also seen some people say, this is a cash grab, like they're just using the name. And I'm like, dude, if you know anything about this movie, it's not a cash grab. Like, it's not going to be that at all.
That is someone, Jake, who has not spent any time researching this film. I mean, that's who that, because this is, and I've said it before too, they could have hired a million different directors to do this movie who would just do it as a job. Oh, I'll go film this movie and have no connection, respect, or anything for Wes or the previous films. But the fact that these guys were fans of the films and of Wes, and have been so vocal about how honored they are. And you know what? There was a comment, Jake. I know you heard it whenever they did their interview on that the Facebook live interview a few weeks back. It was a really good interview. I did 2 videos on the channel breaking part 1 and part 2 down. And what I love was in part 2, towards the end, the hosts asked Radio Silence, did you feel any pressure making this Scream film? And I think it was Matt. That said, we felt nothing but pressure from the beginning. And when I heard him say that, I'm like, that tells you how serious they take this and how big of a deal it is, because the pressure of the expectations of the fans, the pressure of lifting up Wes Craven's work, and it'd be like, and look, it'd be like taking, Tom Brady's shoes, to use a football reference, or Michael Jordan, or just any iconic greatest player. It's the same thing. But this is the legendary Wes Craven, and my gosh, to take his franchise, and I can only imagine the pressure these guys felt, and how much they must have felt relieved when all the OG3 came on and said, we see merit here. We're on board with you. We support. And Kevin Williamson, after 5 times, Radio Silence contacted him 5 times to come on and talk to them about the script, and he turned them down, and he finally did after 5 attempts. That's relentless, Jake. 5 times you're not letting this guy alone. So,
dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, these guys are big fanboys. They love this franchise so much. I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna do it great, man.
I do too.
The other thing is, listen, I hate to be this guy, but I was a fan of Radio Silence before they were cool. Dude, I saw VHS way back when, and it was like one of the first, like, I think I told you this before, but I was kind of like iffy about found footage films. I saw VHS, It blew my mind. I was like, wow, what a movie.
I loved that when we did that together. That was so awesome.
Yeah, well, I absolutely love that film. I went and watched all of their other movies, and I think all of them are have at least some kind of merit to them, have some kind of brilliance behind them. Especially dude, I just watched Southbound. I'm doing a podcast on Southbound, which is their movie from 2015.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's very similar to VHS. It's like an anthology movie. But dude, I mean, the concept of it is so cool. I mean, I've never seen an anthology movie that does what this one does. It's like every skit bleeds into the next one and starts the next one. You're like, what? Like, wait, we're doing a whole different thing now? It's almost like one long movie, but it's really just skits directed by different people all the way through. And then, I won't spoil that because you just watch it. There's another really cool thing that has to do with Matt and Chad are the stars of 2 of the skits.
Seriously, I need to I've got to see this, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's phenomenal, and it's probably the most like radio silency movie, if that makes sense, because like, dude, literally Matt and Chad are the stars of two of the skits, which is so cool to me. And then they do something through. I just literally just bumped my mic. I'm doing this with my hands. Uh,
I love the passion, Jake. It's all right, brother.
Oh my God,
Good.
I can't contain myself when I talk about these guys. And like, I had already been such a huge fan of them. I watched Southbound, when Ready or Not came out. I saw it in the theaters, blew my mind. Absolutely loved it. One of my favorite films from 2019. I heard that they got the Scream franchise, and I just about my head exploded. I mean, that's got to be that was like the best news I could have heard. The best modern. There's some of my favorite modern horror directors
Yeah,
from the
man.
past 10 years for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm very excited to see what they do with this film, and I don't know. I love these guys so much, especially, and I just love seeing them succeed. Especially like they finally got a franchise. You know what I mean? Like Ready or
Yeah.
Not was a hit, which is great. That was an original film by them.
Yeah.
But like the fact that they're now so recognized in the horror community that they have been given the keys to the kingdom to one of the biggest slasher franchises, that is such a win for them. And I just love Matt, Tyler, Chad, all those guys. They're all great. I'm so
Love 'em.
excited. I'm just so happy to see them winning. That's really
Yes.
what I gotta say about that.
Well,
Yeah.
and if this goes off as well as I think it's going to, this could put them really on the map. I'm talking about on the big map, like the big boy map,
Mhm.
for directors. And if they could do a Scream trilogy, oh my, can you imagine? Like that's just, dude,
Dude, think
amazing.
about David Gordon Green, man. I mean, can you name
yes,
like, dude, I can't tell you one thing he did before Halloween. I'm sure he
Yeah.
did something. He
Yeah.
didn't just
Oh, yeah.
get the Halloween franchise. You know what I mean? I couldn't
Yes.
tell you. But dude, the guy is now like, not only is he doing Halloween Ends this year, I believe they're getting filming with that. I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta do an update on that. Jeez.
I know.
Uh,
I'm gonna start covering it too. I haven't touched that movie yet, but
That's something I got to get on. I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow, didn't even. It's January. It's crazy, right? So like, dude, he's gotten the keys to the. I keep saying that, but like, he's now doing The Exorcist in 2023. Like, he's
oh,
doing.
man.
However you feel about that, like, yeah, sure, it's controversial, but like, dude, that's still a big deal. Like, oh my
Right.
God, he did 3 Halloween movies. He's gonna do 3 Exorcist movies. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. I see the same thing happening for the Radio Silence guys. I think
Yep.
that they do a trilogy of Scream movies. Whatever comes after that, hopefully something awesome. I hope they get some kind of continuation or something. But at the same time, I do want to see them continue with their original films as well.
Yes.
I
Oh,
hope
yeah.
that they do
Yeah.
a trilogy of Scream films. I'm all about that, man. Scream's one of my favorite horror franchises, done by some of my favorite modern horror directors. It's like, oh my God, this is so cool. But yeah, I would love to see what other. Okay, so I don't know if you've heard about this or not, but they actually do have another film coming out in like 2023, I believe.
Oh no.
It's very similar to The Faculty. Have you ever seen The Faculty?
Oh, of course, that's Kevin Williamson movie. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
It, dude, like same concept, pretty much, but modernized.
Ah,
It's the same thing,
okay.
yeah. So I'm excited to see that too. I'm pumped,
Definitely.
you know.
Do
So
do you know the name of that, Jake? Did they announce the title, or if you
Dude.
don't, no, it's no big deal. We can look it up later. I just was curious.
I'm on a live stream right now, and I'm literally like, yeah, let's go on my phone and look shit up. No, but
It's all right. It's all good. Well, dude, that's exciting though, guys. The Faculty was good, and it was so funny how Kevin Williamson wrote it. And it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and then in Scream 2, we've got Stab, which they brought Robert Rodriguez in.
and he's the
direct
director of
Stab
it. Yeah,
footage, which is so funny.
yeah.
We got a comment here from Justin. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. I'm still about 20 minutes behind. Is Scream going to be a little bit of everything that made the other movies great? That's a really good question. I think I'm going to say yes. I think Radio Silence, knowing they're fans of the previous films, and they really understand the franchise, they love it. I think that we are going to get maybe the best of what we've seen, and of course they're going to add their own touch to it, as we know, but they should. But yeah, I think that I think that's what my hope is. My hope is that we're going to get the best of what we've seen, and I hear Courtney Cox, when her interviews, she keeps going back to saying how much this feels more like the first movie. Like she said, and she'll say, and the other ones too. She throws that in there, but she really is hammering on how much this movie feels like the first one in terms of the filming, the cast, and how she said that every moment of the film, everything that was the whole movie was dedicated to Wes, and she said he was honored in everything they did, like in everything, the filming, everything. And I think they even had like a group moment, like before they started, of silence for Wes, before they started the project. I mean, they really, I mean, dude, that tells you how much they care about it. And that's why I think because Radio Silence cares so much for the franchise that we will get that movie. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I agree. I think that yes, this film is going to be a little bit of everything that made the other movies great, and maybe even a little more as well. I think
Yep.
we're going to be. I see. There was this comment that came out a while ago about how this film wouldn't be as meta as like the other films in the franchise.
Yep.
I genuinely think that is a there was a lot of criticism about the fourth film. A lot of people didn't like how meta it was. There was so many jokes, like every single line of dialogue
Right.
in that movie is kind of like a meta joke, and it's like, okay, it's like, geez, it's a little much. I definitely think what they're gonna do is they're gonna tone back on that, go back to how the original was, where it was like a few lines of dialogue here and there, but they're all very memorable. Like, oh, I like my life is in a Wes Carpenter flick or whatever,
Right.
like that. I'm paraphrasing. That's not the exact line, but
Yeah.
my point is there's a lot of memorable lines specifically from that first movie that are these meta jokes, and they're thrown in only they're sparsely. Like they're very like they're only like maybe one per every other scene throughout the entire movie.
Yes.
I think this film's going to do the same thing. It's going to have that tone much better, and where I feel like in some of the sequels it's shifted a little bit here and there. Like it's definitely sometimes gotten too off the rails, sometimes maybe not enough. Maybe it didn't
Yep.
comment on like what was going on in film franchises, and I have a few opinions about Scream 3 like that I don't want to get into here, but like I guess my point is I feel like this film is going to have that tone of the original while keeping some things from Radio Silence's toolbox, if that makes sense. For example, like their dark humor. Like if you've seen Ready or Not,
Yes.
it's like if you think about it on paper, it's a very dark movie. It's like a woman has her wonderful wedding to this guy who she thinks is great, and he ends up being a jerk, like a really big jerk, and his family sucks and tries to kill her. It's like, wow, that sucks. Yeah, it's a dark movie. It has a dark ending, kind of.
Yeah, it does. It does. That
Yeah.
ending was like, oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
And-
say about anything. I'm not gonna say what it is, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I won't elaborate for the people who haven't seen it because like
Right.
I'm very anti-spoilery. I mean, it's a movie that came
Absolutely.
out. It came out in 2019. Come on, guys. But
Yeah,
it even had
point where you know it's okay.
yeah. It even had a darker ending before that, which I would love to talk to you about when we're not on a live stream. But
Yes. I do want to
yeah.
talk to people, yeah.
I guess my point is I think that this film, yes, it's going to return back to what made that original film so great, but also just have these other things that Radio Silence is so good at doing, added on to it as well. That's yeah, there we go. That's what I
Perfect.
that's what I feel about.
I love it. No, I think so. C-Man is saying he thinks it's going to show us there are two killers, like we were talking about earlier, and then twist it and have there end up being more. And I mentioned it earlier. I think there is. I think there's going to be a mastermind in 2, but there could be 3. I mean, there could be more than 2 Ghostface killers, even with the mastermind. I mean, it's not impossible. So,
Oh yeah. Also, one thing I saw C-Man's comment earlier, he was saying that he really liked my fan film. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Hey, listen. No, stop there. Okay, thanks for bringing that up because my mind is like flying. So, guys, listen, everyone here in the chat, we've got almost 100 people right now this late at night in the chat. You guys are rock stars. Thank you all so much for being here right now this late at night. Listen, all of you, if you have not subscribed to Killjoy Jake's channel, I plead with you to do it because you're gonna love it. You're shortchanging yourself if you don't check out his channel tonight after the live stream. And don't leave now, but earmark it, and his name's right there on the screen, so you don't have to forget it. You won't worry about forgetting it. But seriously, guys, all you guys watching right now, go to Killjoy Jake's channel, subscribe, number 1, and then number 2, look at his fan film Red Right Hand. It is a Scream fan film that he produced and wrote and directed and starred in. And let me tell you, it is very entertaining. And I have to say, when I watched it the first time, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I want to hype this for you because when I watched the opening scene where you and another character are on the couch, that's all I'm going to say, and there's a dialogue going on between the two of you, and I almost got like chill bumps because I felt like for just a minute I was watching a new Scream film because I said, that's smart. That is smart writing. And I even told a buddy of mine, I said, I guarantee you, Jake went through multiple drafts of this dialogue to get it tuned in to where it is right now because it's the guys, you got to go check it out. It's so entertaining. The dialogue there was so awesome. And and you'll understand when you watch it what I'm saying. And I was like, oh, this is good, man. This is this is the spirit of a Scream film, you know? And anyway, I just have to compliment you again, Jake. I've told you that before, but I want everyone to hear it. It's so good. And a lot of months of sweat, blood, and tears and money and a lot of work. So I want to tell you guys now, please, before we go on to our Scream stuff, after we're done, go to his channel, subscribe, and watch Red Right Hand. It is great. So
Thank you so much,
You're
Steven.
welcome.
It really means a lot, man.
You're welcome.
I put I really appreciate it, man. I put my heart out there, and I was very worried. I have never really, I used to do comedy skits and stuff like before I started talking about horror movies, and that was terrifying every time I would put something out like that because it's something it's showing a side of your soul essentially is writing something and directing it and putting it out there. It's terrifying to see how people are going to react to it, and I'm incredibly grateful for the fact that people really enjoyed it. It's very different from like a Scream movie. It has little elements of it. I put my own little feel to it, but I thank you guys so much. That is so incredibly nice, and it means so much to me. We are sorry, I hate to shamelessly plug myself a little bit, but we are working on part 2. Steven is going to be a part of it. The Lethal Collective is going to be a part of it. I've already talked to you about what we're going to be doing with that. I can't say now because it's a big surprise of what's going to happen at the end of the 90-minute version of Red Right Hand. But I'm very excited. We're very, very, very excited. I'll say this, Steven. We have an outline of the script and stuff and kind of like what's going to happen here and there. But we want to see Scream 5 first before we write the rest of it because the Ryan Johnson being a part of Stab 8 already kind of ruined something we were going to do. But it's fine.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
But it's fine. No, we already have something to write around it. But it's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I don't want to say any more than that because I don't want to spoil anything. But
you're good.
Thank you though. I appreciate you for bringing it up.
You're welcome. And I have to say one thing. I don't know if it's a spoiler or not. Maybe I shouldn't say it. Can I say anything about location? Or you want me to leave that? Want me to hold off on that?
What about location? What specifically about location?
About in Red Right Hand.
Yep.
And kind of where you leave things. And I don't want to spoil that. If you want to,
I don't know what you're gonna say, man.
Okay. Well, where you were, where this is live, folks.
I know. I'm like, because like there's something really big about certain locations that I'm like, I don't know if I want to say that or not. But
the final location. And in the car, when you're in the car, and you're looking up at the place that has ties to our Scream 5.
Yeah. I guess you can talk about that. Just don't talk about the. I'm gonna text you.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm being so careful. I don't
I'm like, I don't want. Oh my god, don't. I'm like, please don't spoil the ending. I have something crazy planned.
All right. Here's how I'll say it. All right, and then we'll move on.
I'm literally texting you right now. Just don't.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Crack it up.
See, guys, if we had scripted this stuff, it'd be boring. It'd be boring. We're keeping it lively here. I will just say this, that you'll enjoy the film. I'm waiting for the text to come through here. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, just don't say anything about that. It's all good. Yeah.
No. That's not. No. Okay. So I'm gonna go and let the cat out of the bag. Then we're gonna move on to Scream 5 again. So just to show the dedication, I guess is what I'm trying to say, of Jake. He not only wrote this film, did all the work, but he actually drove 11 hours from where he lives so that he could go onto a actual filming location of Scream 5. And so you'll know it right away. I think when you see the movie, you'll see. And so that is incredible. I had to say that to actually have a scene filmed on the site of Scream 5 where they filmed scenes, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty awesome, bro. So
And all I'm gonna say about that, yeah, thank you. First of all, that
you bet.
I once again I appreciate it. All I'm gonna say about that is we expand on that idea in Red Right Hand Part 2, which I just texted you about.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I don't. I'm like, please don't say anything about that.
I have. Let me tell you, guys. I have secrets. I know secrets.
we know some. We have some crazy things planned. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fair enough, brother.
Yeah.
All right, Jaden at Mary. Okay, that's at Marion. But I'm going to comment anyway, even though that you guys were chatting with each other, which I think is so awesome. I love seeing how you guys chat to each other and the conversation. It's a great time. You've watched Scream 3 100 times, and Angelina was always Just got those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you already know. In fact, I have a whole video on my channel right now called "The Secret in Plain Sight," where I break down that there are 2 killers in Scream 3. I got the whole thing on the channel, and let's just say Angelina was a very busy girl in that movie. And you can watch the video for the rest, but you got what I'm saying. There you go, Jason. If Stu is in Scream, it'll make over $1 billion. Yeah, baby. I love it.
I would love for Scream 5 to make $1 billion. That's my comment. That would be great.
And John, I love it. It's probably one of my most favorite lines from Parker Posey. You're obsessed with her, and you're obsessed with her daughter. It's so good. I tell you what, man, Scream 3 is so underrated. We're not going to turn it to Scream 3, but that movie is the most. I've said it before. It's the most misunderstood film in the franchise. And if you really understand what's going on with Scream 3, the behind the scenes and how Wes made that film, it elevates your respect for that film. And I think it's so good. I love Scream 3.
Dude, I'll be honest. I saw it it was the one that I was kind of iffy about for the longest time. It was the one film in the franchise where I was like, it's kind of whatever. But dude, the more I watch it, the more I absolutely fall in love with it. And I recently, you guys urged me because I had said something about oh, you guys think Angelina is the third or the second killer? That's weird. And you're like, dude, watch the movie again. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it again. And I watched it again. I watched the behind the scenes and stuff for it. And it's just wow, there is a lot to talk about with especially that movie compared to some of the other films. It's dude, there's a lot of loose ends and different angles you can take some of the scenes. And it suffers from having some dumb plot points. I think that's inarguable. But that third act is maybe one of the strongest of the entire franchise. I mean, dude, Roman's a great killer.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I know we're not turning this into a Scream 3 discussion.
No, that's all right. It's true.
Yeah, right. I do love a lot of things about that movie that I don't think I recognized the first time I had seen it. But the more I go back and watch it, the more I fall in love with it for sure.
Absolutely. Who can these lines, man? When you see these lines, it's just I can remember it. I hear Jill saying it in my head. It just pops up. Oh, hey, we got a first timer here, Carrie in the house. Hey,
hi, Carrie.
Welcome to my live stream. You have the pleasure of having Killjoy Jake joining me tonight. A little surprise I did not announce ahead of time. And we're happy you're here, Carrie. We're huge Scream fans as well. And so if you are new to the channel, definitely after this video, check out I got a lot of Scream content, and so does Jake. So we appreciate you. Thank you for coming.
Subscribe to Craven.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Hey, brother. Appreciate that. Got to keep it rolling here, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Stuff. I love this chat. I love you guys all saying hello too, man. I said this in our last live chat. I'm telling you right now, I believe without fail, with full conviction, that this is the best community on YouTube. I believe that the folks, you guys that have subscribed to Jake's channel, those of you who have subscribed to my channel, to the Night Watch Zone, and to Fate Decided, I think all four, I'm not just blowing smoke. I really believe that we have the best community on YouTube. Everyone is so respectful and so so courteous to one another. And when we disagree, it's okay. We can, there's plenty of room for all of our views, you know? And so, anyway, I just have to say, guys, I applaud all of you that are in this live chat right now and are obviously to subscribe to our channels, because you on an everyday basis, and quite frankly, if I wasn't concerned about trolls, people that are deliberately trying to ruin the movie, I think I speak for Jake too. We would leave our comments on starting tomorrow. We would turn them back on.
I don't want to turn them off. Like
I don't
really,
either.
I really want to express that I don't want to turn them off, but I love this community so much. Yeah, I completely agree, Steven. I mean, these people are just so wonderful. I mean, oh my God, I love getting into conversations with these people about movies too. I have people message me on like Instagram and Twitter, and it's like, oh my God, it's like I know my look. I'll be straight up. My intro is a joke. I say I don't have friends. I have horror movies, but like,
but it's a good joke. I like
it.
But
one of the reason I started saying that was because I felt like the reason I had this urge to find other people who knew about horror movies and were like super big fans of it, because I felt like the only person in my life who was just so enamored to these films, who loved them so much. And I have genuinely found a community of people like that, and we have all grown this wonderful community of people that are just so wonderful, huge horror nerds, which is great. Like, I love it. It's so awesome.
It's so good.
It's so wonderful. I don't know. I have nothing but positive things to say about you guys, and I don't want the movie spoiled for you. I really don't, which is why we are our hands are kind of forced here to turn off the comments. But it's just know that it's not something any of us really want to do. We like some of the best parts of doing this is the fact that we get to talk to you guys like that. Like, yes. It's as exciting for like us as it is for you. Honestly, it's just like, oh my God, we get to talk about horror movies with other people. It's great. I love it.
It's so great. I mean, looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this live stream all day. Like all day I've been jazzed up. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get this party started.
I miss your texts sometimes, and you're like, oh, you want to join my live stream? And I'm like, that was 3 hours ago. Dang it. I'm like, oh my God, we'd love to talk about horror movies with somebody. I could be sleeping right now, but screw that. I want to be talking about horror movies all the time.
It's great. Later for you, but your energy level is on fire, man. So, and look, we still have almost 100 people in the chat, which guys, that just blows my mind that you guys have been hanging this long and spending time with us and letting us be a part of your night, which is just incredible. And so I still have a lot of juice in the tank. And I don't know, Jake, how you're feeling, because you're later than me. You're an hour ahead. So if you need to get to a point where you got to cash out, man, you just let me know, and it's cool. I understand.
Listen, I have this caffeinated drink in my hand that I'm covering up the logo of because, yeah.
Well, and look, man, let's be honest. This is our last. And for you both, for you too, this is the last live stream that we're going to have live chat on for over a week. So yeah. This is like this is like a New Year's Eve thing. This is like going out with a bang, because I mean, and guys, listen, all of you in the chat, you guys, 95 people here, and you guys just I get chill bumps, because that is so mean. That means a lot. That means a lot that you will tune in and stay this long. That's a wonderful thing. I appreciate it. And I know, Jake, you do too. So I'll say it like this. As long as you guys are here within reason, we're going to be here. We're not going to go all night, but there will have to be a point where we bring it to a close. But I think we got some juice left, Jake. What do you say, man? Let's go for a while.
I'm all about it, man. I'm not. Yeah, like I said, dude. I mean, I do this because of the passion. I do this because of like I'm not even tired. You know what I mean? It's just like being able to talk about these things that we all love so much is just so wonderful. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The moment I get off this live stream, I'm probably going to pass out in like a matter of seconds. But I just love it. It's great. I love talking to people about horror movies and stuff. It's wonderful. It's just absolutely great.
It's so great. And Uncle Heather, hey, this is okay. Thank you, because
Judy.
Okay, look, guys, listen. Everybody in the chat, give kudos to Uncle Heather. I mean, seriously, guys, give her some love right now. Shoot her, just say, hey, thank you, because Jake and I intended to talk about Judy a long time ago, and I believe Jake gave you the task of reminding me to come back to Judy, and we both forgot. So that's okay. So listen, thank you, Uncle Heather. We're going to talk about Judy right now. So let me see here. Okay, here's the interesting thing. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler. I'm halfway done working on editing a video now that I'm going to finish tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon. Anyway, tomorrow. And it won't have comments, unfortunately, but it is about Judy because we've got a new TV ad that came out with new footage of Judy. Jake, have you seen it yet today? It came out.
That came out today.
Well, it may have been yesterday, but I saw it
Ooh.
today for the first time. And it's new footage of her on her front porch and going inside her front door. Have you seen that yet?
Dude, no. I'm gonna be honest. I have not seen that.
Right,
You're gonna have to send me that after this.
I'll send it to you. So there's one of these new little ads that have come out, and I've like I said, I'm literally halfway through right now, about 50% done editing. I was going to try to do it today, but when I saw the 3 rules that Dewey came out with, I had to move that ahead of Judy's video. But anyhow, so Judy is an interesting topic because I believe Judy could go either way. Okay. I do though lean towards one way. So I'm gonna set it up, and then Jake, I'm really curious to hear what you think about Judy now, because we haven't talked about her in a while one-on-one. So I believe that we're going to see Judy either be the mastermind or she's a victim. I don't think she survives. I think it has to be one or the other. And we have so much evidence, Jake, of her dying.
Yeah.
I mean, in this new clip today that came out, she's on the front porch and she's got this really like nervous look, like she's looking around or something. And she's got the butcher knife or the kitchen knife in her hand. And then she goes inside the front door and shuts it and locks it. And she turns around and there's a ghost face coming right for her. I just don't think she lives, Jake. I think she dies, and I don't think it's going to be very far into the movie. I think in the first quarter of the movie she dies. What are your thoughts?
Okay. See, Yep. I like that. I like that. I was definitely thinking that maybe they would like set her up a little bit because she's the sheriff now, like they might do a little backstory on like how that happened and how Dewey retired and all that, and might talk a little bit about that. But yeah, okay. That would be sick though if they killed her off quickly. I think the thing about killing off Judy is that it's kind of the compromise between not killing an OG character and killing one of them, which I feel like would satisfy the people who do want to see one of them die. Like, because I don't know. Did you see? Do you follow a horror YouTuber named Dr. Wolfula?
I do not.
Honestly, like out of our circle, one of my favorites. Like, dude, the guy's amazing. If there are any Dr. Wolfula fans in the chat, let's see some love for the doc. But anyways, he talks about he made a Scream video a long time ago, and he talks a little bit about how he specifically he said something about like, oh, these characters are unkillable. Like, I would like to see almost like one of them get murdered. He actually said something about that, and I love those characters so much I don't want to see them die, but I think he does have a point ultimately. If you think about this series, if you take your bias out of it, I guess it is kind of it's different for a slasher series, especially to have 3 characters, especially live through all of them so far.
Yeah, it's true.
There are some people who feel that way about the franchise. Personally, I don't. I think killing Sidney Prescott is dumb. Gail and Dewey are like iffy, but I don't think Gail's biting it. Dewey's a maybe at this point for me. But I do think that killing Marley Shelton off, killing Judy Hicks off, is a way for them to kind of satisfy both sides of that coin, if that makes sense. Because she is kind of an OG character, but she's only been in Scream 4. So
she's a legacy cast, man, because she came from 4. So I consider that legacy. I mean, not like the OG original 3, but she's still a legacy carryover. So yeah.
And she's like, dude, look at the poster too. She's got a smaller head than everybody else. I mean, there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? I think that, I could get on board with that for sure. I definitely think that she could die early on in the movie for sure.
Yeah. I think so, man. I think it's going to happen. And I hate that because there's a part of me that's like, she's the only character outside the OG 3 that has a direct connection to Scream 1. Because she goes back to 96, man. And she was in high school with Billy and Stu and Sydney. And it's like, if they do kill her early, part of me is going to be like, dang, it was such a missed opportunity, because you could have made her a mastermind, being the sheriff, having all the connections to criminals, all the databases. She has all the information she could pull on everybody. She has everyone's history, their lineage. And let's not forget, I hadn't even brought this up. Well, hold on. Hold on, because if I go there, Judy's going to be in the rearview mirror. So I'll come back to this. But my thing is, I hope, what I would love to see is I would love to kind of see her be a mastermind. I won't lie. That's what I'd like to see. I just don't think they're going to do it. I think she's dead. I think she dies. I think it's going to be a shocking killing. And that's why I think it's going to be early. I don't think it's going to be very far into the movie. And you're going to be like, oh, dang. And then, but here's the thing. Then you got Wes, who's 17, maybe 18, but somewhere in there. So if you kill Judy off, then you've got him without his mom. I don't know. It could get weird too. So it's hard to predict for sure, but I do think I'm going to stick with my prediction, man, that if she's not a mastermind, she dies early.
I'll say this though. If there is a mastermind killer, I could see it being Judy. I mean, you're right.
Totally.
You're right about the whole, she's in charge of the police station, dude. If you were going to murder people, that would be the person you'd want to be in a small town. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You'd want to be the chief of police. No one is going to suspect you. But I'm definitely leaning more towards her getting murdered. And dude, could you imagine if Wes was the killer?
Oh, what if he killed his mom?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's they kind of did that with Jill already, but dude, to have that scene in this movie where it's it looks like it's going to be kind of a brutal kill scene in broad daylight.
In daylight,
dude,
yes.
And she's not with anybody. At least Jill's mom was it had Sydney there with her and stuff. It was, no, this is going to be a bleak, lonely death for Judy if that's the case.
Yes,
it'd be pretty messed up, man. It would be pretty messed up. I'm not ruling Wes out though, for sure.
No.
I could see it happening.
Well, here's another thing that I think I want to bring up now, because it does connect to Judy and Wes. We saw recently, earlier this week, I think, we saw, and I did a video on it, and you also believe did a video on this, if I remember right. I think I watched it. We found out, guys. We just found out for the very first time, thanks to Too Brash Sarah, we found out that Sam. Hang on one second. Hang on a second. Let me take this off. There we go. Okay. We found out that Sam here was the babysitter for Wes Hicks. So the reason I think that's a big deal, and why I said I got to make a video about this, is because we know that Ghostface calls Sam and says he knows her secret. Well, I was thinking to myself, who would know her secret? Well, Richie would probably know. Tara would probably know. Amber would probably know because she knows Tara. So Tara probably told her. And I'm like, that's 3 people. But now we have Wes and Judy who could know her secret. So if she's babysitting Wes, then it's very easily could have had conversations with Judy. She could have talked to Judy and just opened up to her. She got a trusting relationship with her. And so now, and then Wes could have found out, overheard it, easily.
Oh yeah.
So now, if you want to talk about who knows Sam's secret, well, we know for sure we've got Judy, Wes, Richie, Tara, Amber. That's 5 people that I think we can comfortably say knows, or most likely knows, what that secret is. Now, I'm not saying they're the only people that know, but I'm saying they are, I think, almost positively 5 people that know. What do you think about that, Jake?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Wes, if Wes is the killer, it's going to have to do with something with that. It's got to be whatever Sam's secret is, which I still think we don't the name Carpenter. We don't, obviously, probably a reference to John Carpenter, which is awesome. Yes. But who is this person related to? Who is this family? Well, there's been a lot of speculation that it could be their cousins to the Loomises or something. I could definitely see that being the case. I think that might be part of it, whatever it is. Maybe somehow they're somehow related to the Loomises. Maybe they had some kind of
Yes.
assistance in the original killings. Maybe we're going to be introduced to. We don't know who Tara's parents are, dude. Think about that.
No, we
Tara
don't.
and Sam's parents.
No.
They could very well have been people from Woodsboro High School in 1996 that were
Yes.
maybe somehow involved in the killings. There are like Fate did a video on this a while ago about how there are a lot of characters we have not met yet.
Yes, that's
Nev,
right.
not Nev. Sydney's husband is one. Like she has a ring on her finger.
Right.
Who is this person? Who is she married to? Would love to know.
Kincaid. Kincaid.
I mean,
Wouldn't that be sweet?
dude, that would I'd be all about that. Have him come back. That'd be sick, man, dude. Oh yeah, I'd be all about that. I did. Sorry, I saw a funny comment. But yeah, no, I for sure think that there's definitely more to the story, I guess, than just what meets the eye with the trailers than TV spots. There's more. We're gonna learn a lot more from some of the side characters, I guess, is my point.
Yes, absolutely. Because you're right. There are characters you're right. We don't know them yet. Like I remember Scream One. I mean, we had Principal Hembry. You know, we had Neil Prescott. And then we had the sheriff. There's then that's three other, and I'm sure I'm already forgetting other people, but there are. Well, we had Fred. Yes, baby.
Yeah.
I had to come on. I gave Wes a little bit of love.
Fred.
Fred, what'd you call me? What'd you call me? Sorry, Fred. Hey, Carrie, just real quick. I love that. So you just watch Scream 3 and watch for more. Yeah, I'm telling you, Carrie, it is. There is zero doubt in my mind. Wes Craven. I think he went to painful stakes to make it obvious that there are two killers in Scream 3, and someone posted here a minute ago, and I just took it down. Where so you guys probably saw it on the screen where it was Wes Craven's ultimate middle finger to the Weinsteins,
Yeah.
and it kind of was. That's why I say it was. I called it rebel filmmaking, but I have to say this again. I have to plug this again because if you guys have not seen my video on the channel called "The Secret in Plain Sight," you guys have got to check it out after you get through with the live stream. I break down why Scream 3 has two killers, and we know it. All right. Good stuff. So when I see people giving love to Scream 3, I gotta throw it out there, man.
I also just love that story. Like dude, the whole idea of like Wes Craven just giving the middle finger to them and just being like, yeah, I want to have two killers in my movie. Screw it. And he still kind of writes that in for like the true fans to see. It's great. It's a great story.
It's like he was depending on us to catch it. Like, he's like, here it is. And we only get one reveal, but yeah, we get those two killers. Let's see here. Necessary destination killjoy. We understand why you have to turn off the comments. Well, we appreciate it. Necessary. Thank you guys for understanding why we have to do this. I know Jake has already started on his videos, and I'm starting as of my Judy Hicks video tomorrow. We'll have no comments on. It's just it's just the right thing to do. We talked about it earlier. It's just we have to protect you guys and ourselves. We know it's been 10 years, man. And to have it ruined, a day or two before, and one thing I want to mention too. Someone else mentioned this in the comments, and I didn't put it on screen, but it's ridiculous that tomorrow that reviews are coming out. When I saw them lift the embargo this early, I was stunned. I said, "Wait a minute, that's supposed to be the week after it comes out. You're supposed to put these reviews out on the day it comes out, and."
In all fairness, it's usually the Tuesday before.
Okay, well, the Tuesday before. All right.
But like, this is still like, dude, it's not even a week until the movie. Like, dude, do it on Tuesday, like you usually do. And also, I wish they would have done the same thing with No Way Home with this film. Don't show them the end of the film.
Dude,
that's
nice.
what they did with. They only showed them the first 40 something minutes of No Way Home. And then they were like, okay, that's all we're showing you. And people were like, there was a lot of controversy behind that. But like, dude, I totally understand. Like, you don't want the critics spoiling this movie like how they spoiled like Venom. I guess the end credits scene got spoiled all over the internet before that movie even came out, which sucks. And that was a big deal if you saw the new Venom movie from last year. So I don't know. I really just hope that the same thing doesn't happen here.
Absolutely, man. And I'm going to tell you guys all that are watching. If you do not want, I said it earlier, but there's been a lot of new people coming, and that was a long time ago. If you do not want your Scream 5 experience to be spoiled. I'm telling you right now, you do not read any reviews. I know some YouTubers are saying you should read them all, and I'm like, "Nah, I'm the opposite. I don't know why you would say that,
No.
but I'm telling you guys, listen, I'm telling you, don't think, oh, well, it's a non-spoiler review, it's going to be fine. And some person will say something that they don't think is a spoiler. It's very subjective, and it could be one little thing that ends up being important to the movie that ruins it for you. So if you don't want to have it spoiled, if you want to go in with just like we've been doing for the last few months, just with theories that we're all talking about, and that's it, then don't read his reviews. Just know if you read a review tomorrow, even they say it's non-spoiler, you are running a serious risk of being spoiled. I'm just telling you now. And then, Lord forbid, next Wednesday on the 12th, when they drop the spoiler reviews, they're dropping spoiler reviews of the movie before it comes out. And so I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm staying off social media. I will post like just my video post, but I'm not reading any post on social media. I just have to do it because it's someone's going to inevitably post something that's going to ruin it, right? So anyway, I just had to say that one more time while it came up. Carrie, I bought my ticket for the 14th. Yeah, same here. I'm jealous of my buddy Jake because he's going to see it the night before, but he knows he's not going to call me or text me. It's going to be radio silence on the phones.
Yep.
And but I'm going on the 14th also, the 10:45 a.m. It's the first showing that in my theater I go to. So I will see it early, and then I will be about ready to explode to get on and talk about it on the Lethal Collective. Hey, by the way, we got a great crowd. We're over 100 now. It's gone back up over 100. Listen, guys.
I don't want to end the stream. This is amazing.
It's like you can't stop. We're at 105. It just keeps going up.
Yeah.
And it's like so late. Listen, if you don't know it, real quick, shameless plug. I got to do it. Killjoy Jake right here. Jake and myself, the Night Watch Zone, and Fate Decided are all part of a group that we have formed ourselves. We've come together as friends and content creators of Scream and horror movies in general, and we have formed the Lethal Collective. If you go right now, well, no, don't go right now. After the live stream, if you just keep a notepad of all these places I'm telling you to go, but I'll try to put it in the chat in the description after we're done. But basically, if you just search for Lethal Collective on YouTube, you will find the channel. We officially launch next week. But for all of you in the live chat and all of our subscribers, we're allowing you to come early. We're kind of letting the cat out of the bag before we really go viral with it. So come over and subscribe, set the notifications on, because we're going to begin having our weekly live streams very soon on the new channel. So check it out, guys.
Yes,
we appreciate it. And
instead of streaming on the Night Watch Zone every Friday, we will be going there now. We'll also be putting all of our clips there. I know I've had a few comments from people saying like, "Why are you guys posting all the same videos on your guys' channels?" Where it's all going to one page. Where we've been promoting it for the past like month and a half or so, and now it's all going to a separate page. So I'm very, very excited about that. Cannot wait to start this second channel, man. Cannot wait. In fact, this Friday here on the 7th. Is our last live stream on the Night Watch Zone channel. It was within, I'm kind of letting the cat out of the bag now, so I was going to wait. But anyway, go this Friday, this Friday, go to the Night Watch Zone as you have been, and at 5 p.m. Central Time, and we do it live. We're going to have live chat turned off as we are with comments, but we will be live like we are now talking about the movie, and you'll get to hear Night Watch Zone and Fate's comments as well as what you've heard tonight from us. And who knows, Jake, 2 days is a million miles from now. We may have all kinds of new theories by Friday. You're right. And also we're going to have that Discord thing we were just talking about happen that Discord.
Day. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we might have a whole fresh thing to talk about by then. So for sure. You're not going to want to miss that live stream. You do not want to miss. In fact, that's a good point because I'm pretty sure our live stream is going to be predominantly all Scream talk because it's our last one for the movie. Yeah. It's the big thing for January too. I mean, we got Morbius moved to April. Now we don't really have much else to talk. Like that's the big thing right now. We got to talk about Scream. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm so pumped about it, man. Oh my God, cannot wait for this film. Sorry, I'm getting tired. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm rambling, but no, you're good, man. You're doing great for the time that it is where you're at right now.
Oh, from Pluto. Love it. Gail, man. Gail can deliver it. So, guys, if you have any specific questions, we'll go for, I don't know. I'm up for another. I can go another half hour. Jake, can you hang for 30 more minutes, or is that gonna be pushing it?
I'll hang out for like 15 more minutes.
That's fair.
Like it's 12:30 my time, and I'm just like I got a big old day. I'm making videos tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna.
No, that sounds good. We're already going way over, that I anticipated. So,
dude, it's great, man. I love talking to these people. But yeah, if you have any questions, you want to talk about Scream, anything that me and Craven can answer for you, we're all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua, yeah, we haven't seen any murders in the trailers, just attacks. I mean, that's true. We haven't seen a real murder like where we know it's a murder. We don't. It could be. We don't know who lives in it. And so we look, and I think that's what we were talking about earlier. It's so great. That's what I want. I want to go into a Scream movie saying, I think they die, but I don't know. Right? I'm not sure. That's just, it makes it so much better.
And Tara is the one that I feel like we see extensively. We see that's the one scene where it's like, oh, does she get murdered? But there's still all this stuff online about her. Oh, she survives. So it's just like, there's not one person in this film that we can confirm dead or alive. There's not. It's great.
No, not a single one of them. I mean, like, unlike Halloween Kills, we're seeing Michael slaughter these firemen. They're like, I don't think they're going to make that. When he walks out on the porch, we pretty much know what's going to happen. So it's nice to not have that feeling here. I love that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jaden. Yeah, we appreciate it, Jaden. What's that, buddy?
Nothing. It's 2:26 in Brazil, and someone is watching us. Thank you, Jay.
Wow. But that's awesome. Thank you, Jay. That's incredible, man.
But Jaden on the screen right there was, yes, we are disabling content or comments, not content. Wow. I'm starting to fall off here, man. Okay. Anyways, yes. Horror fans, night Scream fans. It's going to be a killer sleep great show, Craven. Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you,
appreciate
David.
that. Yeah, thank you, David. Appreciate it, man. I know it's getting really late for everybody at this point. Hey, Weston brings up a good topic. He's excited about the unannounced cameos. So that's interesting because, Jake, I have a feeling that we're going to get some cameos. We're going to, we already know, or pretty much speculating that Joel's going to show up from Scream 2.
Yeah.
Cameraman from Scream 2. So I think he's going to be one of these kind of unheralded cameos that kind of going to show up on the scene.
And that's great.
Any others, Jake, do you have any other people you'd like to see?
Well, Stu is obviously going to be in this film.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hold on a second. Hang on. Wait. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's the perfect picture for right now.
That is the shot, man. I'm telling you, Stu. I'll never get tired of Stu. So,
oh my God.
Anybody else though that you can think of that you'd like to see?
No, honestly, I am very excited to see Joel again. He is such a great little gem in that second film, and and he just kind of bails like halfway through the movie. I am very excited to see him again in a new Scream film, and I hope he doesn't die. That's such a big thing in Scream 2 about him not dying, and so I hope he stays alive. That's a big thing. I don't know who else is gonna be cameoing. I mean, I guess there was some rumors about Emma Roberts potentially doing a voice role. I knew that could possibly be a thing. I could see that being the case. Maybe if some of the older ghost faces had some kind of voice role or some kind of flashback scene, maybe. I don't know. But I think that would be cool.
Let's talk about that, because speaking of cameos, I think we are going to get some voice cameos for sure, because we know Rose McGowan was offered to come on board and do some voiceover work. She turned it down. And there's that, and I remember seeing your video on this too, where there was that image of Skeet Ulrich. Remember that sitting on that couch with that painting behind him, and it matched the one that I think Melissa Barrera was at, or one of the cast was there with them. It was the same place. So Skeet literally was on site somewhere with the cast. And so I think there's 100%. I'm going to say 100%. Why not? I'm going to say it's 100% chance we're going to hear voiceovers. And I think they're going to be in Sam's head. I think Sam's going to be hearing the voices. That's
And I
my
think
thought.
that would be that. I think that would be sick. I think that would be like really cool to have like that little like it's almost supernatural, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like just to have that little aspect to it. I think that would be cool. I'm also
Yes.
not against flashback scenes. I think that would be
Yeah.
cool. I really am all about a flashback scene with Billy and Stu or showing something from past film that we missed. I think would be sick. I really think that would be a cool thing
Yeah.
for this film to do. It kind of in the same vein as Halloween Kills, where it's like it shows us something from that night that we just never knew about.
Wouldn't that be great? I would love that, man. That it really would be so cool.
I'd be all about that. I want to see, I want to, you know, I want to see Sydney's mom get murdered too. That's the first Ghostface kill, technically.
Yes.
I would
Yes.
love to see that in a Scream film. It's always just been talked about. Like, let's do that. Let's show that in a movie and have it be connected to our new killers somehow. That would be sick. I'm
It would
all
be.
about showing that in a new film for sure.
Yes, no, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. I would love to see it in a movie, even if it's not this one. If it's, we talked about a prequel, remember on the Lethal Collective not long ago. That would be so cool. Brett asked the question: after Scream comes out, will you go back and turn on comments? Yeah. So for myself. I'll speak for myself. Then Jake, you can give me your plan. What I'm doing is the moment I return home on the 14th of January, next Friday, from watching Scream 5. Every video I post starting that at that moment will have comments turned back on, and I'll probably go back and turn comments on these videos I'm going to post over the next 6 days and turn them on. So yes, for me, yes, I have to see the movie first, then I'm doing it. Jake, what about you?
Yeah, I'll probably turn them back on the 14th when it comes out
Hmm.
because I don't know if I'm gonna be posting a video that day. I'll have my review out on the 13th, like that night, a spoiler free review, no spoilers in that video at all. Just to make that perfectly clear, I won't be posting a spoiler review until maybe the 16th or the 17th. And I will, like I've said this on my channel a million times, like there will be so many warnings. You will not be spoiled. In the title, there's gonna be like it's gonna say spoiler review, and in the video itself, I'm gonna give multiple warnings beforehand before I give any spoilers about the film. But yeah, I'm probably gonna turn my comments back on the 14th. And after that, obviously there won't be any more Scream 5 updates. I'll still be talking about Scream every Friday is what I'm still thinking about right now. I don't exactly have a plan in cement. By this Friday I will, because I'm doing a big announcement video on some like changes for the channel and stuff, and announcing all my locations videos for the year, which is I'm really excited
Yeah.
to talk about. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of the route I'm thinking about going with it though. Is just turn them back on the 14th. At that point, you can't really spoil the movie for people when it's out. Is how I see
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna wait until that Monday or Tuesday, and I'm gonna put my spoiler. I'll put my review out. I'm gonna give the weekend, right, to get through the weekend.
Right.
I don't even know that I'm gonna do one spoiler free. I think I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna do a spoiler review. I think I'm just gonna do one instead of two, and I'm gonna give the weekend, you know, to just let everybody watch it, and then that Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna post it up, and we'll go with there. Brian, hey man, good to see you, buddy. I can't wait to see who Gail is shooting at. Yeah, man. So you know that shot we see of Gail with the revolver, which I have stated I believe is Dewey's gun, that I believe she is from him after he dies, because she is now holding a revolver, which is a different gun than Sydney brings in her case. Remember, Sydney opens her case and there's two guns. They're both semi-automatic, clip in the handle guns, and we see Gail shooting with a revolver, which is the only person who we see with a revolver is Dewey. So my theory is that she has his gun because he's no longer with us. He is dead, and she kills his killer with his gun. That's what I think is going to happen there. And I have to say one last thing, Jake, about Dewey. Another reason why I believe he does die is that his filming, and I know you'll remember this. His filming was completed before Nev and Courtney shot their scenes, which means they were not on film together. And I'm just telling you, it all adds up, man. It's just the evidence is it's just
Yeah.
over. How is Dewey going to be in the finale of the movie when he was filming was wrapped? He wasn't there. So to me, there's just like if you put all the evidence on the table, it's overwhelming cumulatively. like one piece, maybe not. But if you add it up, it's a strong case. It's to me, it's almost compelling. I just cannot. I have to say he died. I just can't. The filming thing was a nail in the coffin, and Gail having his gun for me.
Like here's my question about all that. Do you think that's going to really just disrupt the fan base? Like, do you think that'll be super polarizing? Because I don't think it's going to be as polarizing as like killing Sydney or Gail.
Oh no, right? Agreed. No,
Yeah.
I think that it will. I think it's gonna. Fans are gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad. I mean, look, I'm not ashamed to admit that I'll probably shed a tear or two. You know, when that happens, I don't care. I'll share that. I'm not ashamed of that because that's someone who I've loved since I was very young, and I've saw Scream 1 in the theaters in January of '97. I mean, I go way back, and so yeah, it's gonna be very sad. But I really think it would be worse, Jake, if the marketing wasn't so well done in preparing us for him to die. That's the difference. I think if there was no like inkling at all, like that we could glean from it that he's going to die, I think that would be much more polarizing.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
just my thoughts, you know.
I agree. I think that there's something about this film along those lines of the shock factor. I think for sure. I think there's one thing I would want to bet on for sure, and even this is still kind of vague and not as direct as I would like it to be, but there's going to be something that is so shocking and maybe a minor bit controversial that is maybe like, wow, I can't believe they did that. If it's killing Judy Hicks, if it's killing Dewey in some sort of way. I think something like that is happening. Jake, I'm feeling a little woozy here. I am feeling a little woozy here. Oh my God. Yeah.
Good night, Uncle Heather. Uncle Heather's guys, she's checking out. Good night. Thanks for being here.
I might have to check out in a second here too, Steven. I got to tell you, man, I've had an absolute blast talking Scream with you though, and talking about talking all this the horror stuff with you. It's been great. I had an absolute blast.
Oh, this has been so fun, bro. I appreciate you coming spur of the moment here and you know, and jumping in unplanned. You know, I just texted him tonight and said, hey man, you want to come join me? Let's talk Scream. And so boom, it happened. And I love that impromptu stuff. It's just sometimes it's the best.
Oh yeah, it makes for some of the best content sometimes, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, let's do maybe one or two more and we're out. I think I'll go offline with you, brother. We've been on for 2 hours and 18 minutes, man. That's a pretty, and we still got over 80 people in the live chat, which is just phenomenal.
Like blown away by this live stream. I gotta say, like, wow, thank you guys so much. Good night to everybody who I'm seeing who are going to bed. I know it's late, but thank you for staying as long as you did. We appreciate it.
Okay, here we go, Valerie. I think, guys, let me just say this: that if I didn't get to, or Jake and I didn't get to your questions tonight, listen, please don't take it personal. We are not like sitting here like trying to just pick and choose. The fact is, as we're talking and conversing and the chat's coming through, it's it's still a lot to keep up with. So sometimes we do miss one. It happens, and sometimes I'll go back afterwards and I'll be like, oh dang, I wish I'd have seen that, you know. So if your question didn't get answered tonight, I'm sorry. It just happens that way sometimes, but it's not because we don't appreciate you and it's no disrespect. It's just that's just how the night went. All right. It was just not calculated that way. But I think we'll end with this question, guys, and we're going to call it a night. What would be the one thing that would make the movie meh for you guys? Wow. That is a Jake. I'm going to let you go first while I think about that.
I think I got a pretty good answer for this. There's a route you could go with this film that would make it pretty meh for me. And I think the biggest thing is just like, hey, let's do exactly what the original did because that was successful.
Yeah.
And they make fun of this in Scream 4. Like literally the whole concept of Scream 4 is that it's a movie within a movie and that it's the bad, crappy remake of Scream that Wes Craven got to before any other director could ruin it. Just like I mean, think about it, dude. The year before Nightmare on Elm Street came out, and that is a That's a movie. That
Yes,
is unfortunately a movie from 2010. So in 2011, Wes Craven basically makes the remake version of Scream with, if you think about it, it's Emma Roberts as Sidney Prescott, and she ends up being the killer. Like that's the worst version of Scream. He makes that. I genuinely could see, I don't think the Radio Silence guys have done this, but I genuinely could see a version of Scream happening like that, where it's just like, you couldn't directly remake Scream, I guess is what I'm saying. You couldn't. The cast is too perfect for that original film. You're never going to get people who are as good or close to being that. And I think that's the whole point that Scream 4 is trying to make.
Yep.
And Scream 5 is not going to be that at all. That's why it's a continuation. That's why you have the legacy cast coming back. And yeah, sure, it's called Scream 2022. It's not called Scream 5. But it's not a remake. It's a relaunch of the franchise specifically. They're never going to remake Scream. If they do, it's not going to be good. That's how I feel about it. And that's what would make this film so meh, if that's all they were trying to do was just try to do the exact same thing from the original. Yeah,
so it kind of like, I don't know if anyone here saw I believe it was a 1998-ish scene for scene shot of Psycho. Do you and Vince Vaughn played Norman Bates. That is the perfect example of a meh movie. They literally, it was the most unneeded, no purpose to do this movie. They shot it, I mean, scene for scene. There was no variance. If you were to watch those two side by side, they are identical. And I'm sorry, man. If you guys like that movie, that's fine. I'm sure some people did. But I watched that in the theaters, and I was like, dude, really? This is so meh. This is just like blah, like whatever. I'm never watching that again.
There's one difference, Steven. Okay. There's one difference from that movie to the original.
Okay.
You can see the girl's butthole when she gets killed in the shower. That is it. That's literally it.
Good catch, man. Okay.
It's gross that I caught that, but you know what? That's the only difference between the two films. And it's kind of perfect. It's quite literally, I hate to swear because I know this is a live stream, shit. That's how I feel about that movie.
Yes. Yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad. You know what? I said I was only going to have one more. Jake, just because our friend here, Arthur, is in Brazil, and man, look, he's been pounding this question over and over, trying to get our attention. So listen, this will be the last one, and then I'm shutting it off. So Arthur, hopefully you're still with us. This was like 4 minutes ago, so hopefully you're still here. Loves both of our channels. Thank you so much, guys, and please say hi to Brazil. Yeah, hey Brazil, absolutely. What are your thoughts on Martha Meeks and the twins' father? I'm so excited. Okay, Jake, so we can kind of end this on a quick note. What are your thoughts on the father? My thoughts originally, I'll just go first. My thoughts originally was that maybe it was Joel. Like maybe Joel hooks up.
I would love that.
Yeah, like as Martha, they get together, and then those are the twins. And now I know people say, well, then why isn't it? Why? Because Joel's last name is not Martin. But see, that doesn't mean though. Martha could be married to somebody else, and he's not the father. So they can have Martin as a last name, but that doesn't mean that's their birth name. That's the name that they are now with being married. So my thought was Joel. Wouldn't it be cool if Joel's the dad?
I would love that personally. I think that's wonderful. That's such an interesting connection too, to have two characters from two totally different movies like be married and have kids that are characters in this new movie. That's awesome. Oh my god, wow. Never even thought about that. I love that.
Yeah.
So first of all, Arthur, thank you for saying you love both of our channels. We appreciate it so much. Hello, Brazil. To answer your question, though, once again, going back to a thought we talked about maybe like an hour ago now, was the fact that there's characters we have not met yet, and they are probably going to play some kind of vital role to the plot. Characters that were already confirmed to be in this movie are two cop characters. One played by Reggie Conquest, who's like a really a somewhat popular comedian, and I can't remember the other dude's name, but there's like two really big cop characters that are going to be in this film somehow they might get murdered like the cops in Scream 4, who knows? But I guess my
Yeah.
point is there still a lot of mystery shrouded around characters we don't even know about yet. And who knows, maybe one of them is the killer. I mean, there's so many crazy avenues this new Scream film could take. I don't even I think that the mystery element is going to be way crazier than we even think, for sure. I'm definitely going back to this whole idea of one of the characters we have not met yet plays some kind of vital role in whatever the mystery is or whatever connection to the past there the new killers are going to have, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I don't think we didn't really touch on Sam's secret earlier. We did talk about she has a secret, but I don't think we didn't dig into what we thought that was. But that's okay. We can't cover everything. It would be an 8-hour live stream. It would.
We could talk about it all day and we still
yes.
wouldn't get everything done.
We'd still be like, oh, Jake, wait, we missed that. We missed this one. You know what? But yeah, I'll just say this. She does have a secret. We know it's a big secret. And I think that she is related to Billy Loomis. That's my final answer. I think she is either a sibling or dun, 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 a daughter. Oh.
Dude, I'm sticking to the whole her parents had some involvement with the killings, dude. I don't think that would be. I don't think that's too far fetched either. Like okay, here's something crazy. What if not Sarah, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. What if Tara and Sam's parents, I literally just combined the two names
That's
and
awesome.
I said them. That's funny. You can tell it's almost 1 a.m. here. I'm thinking, what if her parents knew Billy and Stu were the killer? What if, after killing Principal Hembry, it's Stu or Billy? I can't remember right now. It's been a minute since I watched that Zach Cherry video. He walks out, takes the mask off. There you go. There's the patriarch of the Carpenter family standing right there, seeing who the killer is, and then they just go, shh, don't say anything. And maybe somehow Sam and Tara know about it. Like, that's just a hypothetical right there. But I mean, something like that could happen, could be revealed in this movie. And then, like, dude, you could have stopped Billy and Stu beforehand. And that's their big secret, maybe. Who knows? I don't know.
I
could be completely wrong, but it's a fun theory.
So you think the secret may be not that it's her, but it's her parent. Like, the secret is her family.
It's like a family secret.
It's a family secret. It's not so much as her personal secret. Then that's interesting. That's a different way that I've been thinking about it. So I like that. That's
just
very cool.
It's something to throw into the pot. It's a different avenue of thinking about it. But yes, I'm going to be honest, Steven, I appreciate you so much for having me on the live stream, but I am probably going to get to bed.
All right, brother. No, that sounds good. I'm following right behind you. So guys, listen, if you have not subscribed to Killjoy Jake's channel, you've got to go after this live stream. Once more, for everyone who's here, maybe is new, missed me saying it earlier. You got to go check out his live stream or his channel. Excuse me. Well, I'm getting late. It's late for me too. You got to go check out Killjoy Jake's channel and subscribe to it tonight before you go to bed. You won't be sorry. So, Jake, thank you, buddy, for hanging out, man, for all this time. It's been a blast. This was not.
Yeah, man.
This wouldn't have even been as much fun without you, man. It's been great. So. Thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate
it so much. Thank you for the invite, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome, man. And I will see you Friday over on the Lethal Collective live stream on Friday at 5 p.m. Central.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it, everybody. It's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. All right, Jake. We appreciate you, buddy.
Hell yeah, man.
Catch you next time.
We'll see you.
See you, buddy. All
Peace.
Right. Peace. Awesome. That was fun. Yeah, Michael. Subscribe to Jake's channel. He's got great material. And guys, listen, for everybody on the live stream still, as I wrap up, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, Craving Something Scary, I would deeply appreciate that. And also, if you wouldn't mind giving this video a like, it really will help the video after it goes into the replay mode on the channel. It helps with the algorithm. So I would deeply appreciate a thumbs up before you leave off the video tonight. And a subscribe. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. We've got lots of Scream content that I think you'll enjoy and would appreciate it. So guys, listen, this has been fun. I appreciate every single one of you tonight. And thank you for being here. All of my comments are going to be disabled starting tomorrow. And I hate that, but I think you guys understand it and I appreciate it. So I will very much miss talking to you guys in the chat in a live stream for the next 6-7 days or 8 days, I guess. So, but hang in there. I appreciate you to continue watching the videos. I'm going to be putting out final prediction videos and all kinds of more theories before we get to next Friday. So definitely appreciate you continuing to watch, even though we can't chat. And I will be back on the 14th. Well, I'll see you guys hopefully Friday on the live stream for the Lethal Collective. So come on over there. But I'll be back with chat on next Friday, the 14th, after I see Scream 5. Don't forget, yeah, Weston, I'll see you on Twitter. That's right. Don't forget to stay away from those reviews, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't let them spoil it unless that's what you want to have happen. It's not worth it. Don't take a chance. All right. Guys, thank you so much. It's been an awesome night. I appreciate you. And I will catch you on the next live stream. Don't forget, Lethal Collective, 5 p.m. Central, Friday at the Night Watch Zone. See you then.